Hello and welcome to the I'm Peaking podcast episode to be determined. Today we are with a special guest, someone who shines a light on the introspective layers of music, someone who brightens our days whenever we hear his music. Let's give it up for Where's the Plant? Where's the plant? That is my prop for this plant.
Oh,
and for our special guest, San
Holo. I didn't know the plant was. I put it back over there.
No, can you get the plant?
It's okay. It's part of it.
Wait, what was the plant supposed to be?
There's a meme in Tomorrowland when he was like, "Let's get this plant."
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
It's okay.
I don't know where it is. I held it before it started.
Yeah, and you put it down the table.
I set it over there because I didn't know that you were going to use it as a prop.
It's okay.
That's my bad. Sorry.
Yeah.
Was not briefed.
Can I take it home?
Yeah.
Yes, it just might be. It just might be stealing from the complex.
It's fake. I don't really think you want this fake plant.
Yeah.
I mean, you can just as long as you're okay with stealing.
There's cameras here. Let's see if they were stealing a
Yeah,
plant.
I know.
We all leave. They see camera footage of San just coming back by himself.
Well, anyways, it's great to have you on. Sander is your actual name, right?
Sander, yeah.
Sander.
Got it.
Thanks for having me.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. I've seen, sometimes I scroll Instagram and I see you guys' podcast. I'm like, that's cool.
Let's go. Thank you, IG algorithm.
Honestly,
Thank you, TikTok
that's
algorithm.
Yes.
That's a good feeling. That's
is.
definitely a good feeling. And like, I mentioned this to them earlier. For me, like, very cool full circle moment because, you know, once upon a time I saw you opening for Porter Madion, and then now what, 6 years later?
Yeah, I think 6 years.
Here you are sitting next to me in a podcast room.
Yeah.
Holding hands.
Whoa!
Like, it's really cool.
Yeah, same. I think I remember finding out about you from your new episode remix on SoundCloud. So that was a while ago.
SoundCloud era.
Wait.
Well, we talked about this actually in
But
Coastal's
didn't
episode.
you have to like delete all your SoundCloud
Yeah, I
stuff?
did. Yeah.
What happened?
So SoundCloud started this whole new thing where I think the major label started getting involved, and then, you know, it was kind of basically illegal to upload copyrighted material on there.
Wow.
And then I had like 10 million plays on those remixes, and I had to like delete.
That's so sad.
That
Yeah.
kind of hurt. Did
That
it hurt?
is-
It hurt, but
I mean, better to keep it
fortunately, they were
account.
already on YouTube everywhere, so like
Okay.
Yeah.
the message was already spread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's good.
Yeah.
Wow, this is like, I'm getting flashbacks to the Coastal episode because we literally talked about this in the Coastal episode, and I just edited the Coastal episode.
The SoundCloud era?
No, we were talking about you and having to remove, and having to remove
what's
your
funny
remixes.
too?
Yeah.
Did we have this session booked yet?
No.
We manifested this then.
Wow.
Yeah,
We
wow.
literally manifested
And
It was like 2 weeks later.
And
We
in
manifested 2
that
weeks later.
episode, you were like, but he still has the YouTube stuff, and he just said it right now, and I'm like, whoa.
Oh, this is real. Synchronicity is
Whoa.
real.
It's crazy.
Synchronicity is like
I love
wow.
it happens a lot to me lately too.
Really?
Like, yeah, all the time.
I feel like that's what's been happening to us too.
Yeah, well, you were in sync with everyone that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, you specifically.
Yeah.
Also with Ricky,
Yeah.
Nitty.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
I got some big
I feel like
questions.
it's part of like just paying attention too, because I feel like the more you're present in the world and the more you pay attention, the more you will see everything actually synchronizes with everything. You know what I mean? Like everything's connected to each other.
We're all
Yeah, it's like your
energy.
awareness, you know?
Yeah, I love it. Let's go. I love this topic. So let's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I have some big questions on like manifestation stuff that I definitely want to ask you. But I also I think it's a full circle moment for all of us, because all of us have like some like connection to you in some
Stories,
way.
yeah.
Like I mentioned before we started rolling, but I know you from the LED events because you would always open for them.
Mm-hmm.
And back in that day, I was going to UCSD. I was in college, so all the San Diego people knew you, and a lot of them knew you because they were always like, "Oh, this San Holo guy's like always opening for all the artists." And then everyone like just started like checking out your stuff, and then before you knew it, like you were this huge person, at least on UCSD's campus.
Yeah.
And so it's pretty cool to like see
so
how far
crazy.
you've come.
It's so crazy to me that, you know, when you say we're all connected to you in a way, it feels really special. But I'm also connected to you all in a way, you know. So it's like a very mutual thing. I always see it as a mutual thing.
Yeah, I love that.
I remember I went to Countdown 2017 just for you.
Really? Now I'm getting shy. Don't-
Yeah. We're like,
Shy.
no. But yeah.
No,
I was
that
I
means
had
a
to
lot
see you.
though. Like it means a lot. And every time someone tells me something like that, it still feels special. Like every single time.
Yeah, light is like one of the
It's an
main.
anthem.
It's one
It
of the
is an
songs
anthem.
that I think. This is another thing we were talking about on the Coastal episode was that songs have such a connection to like times in your life, and to me, light is one of the like main songs of my college time, and that was such a good time for me. So I'm very like fond of that song along with a couple other few songs, but that's one of the main ones. And so yeah, it's such a beautiful thing.
I don't know what to say. It really means a lot to me. Like it still does to this day. Every time someone tells me about their connection to my music, because I write from such a personal place.
Yeah.
It's all so personal to me. So if someone connects to that,
Yeah,
it kind of means they connect to me as well, and they understand me or see me.
yeah,
And it just feels. I just feel hurt by you. You
Yeah.
know, for loving that song. So it's like,
Yeah, when I was listening to your music in college, like I had you on repeat in college,
Yeah.
and that was like the time where I was confused with myself, and I thought I had to find myself. I was like, I need to know my major, I need to figure out what I want to do. I was confused, and I was discouraged that I couldn't find myself. And after listening to your music, I was like, I don't need to like completely know myself. I don't think we ever do, but I just became confident just by
Wow.
listening to your music. So it's like really sick.
that's so cool that you
Yeah.
mentioned that, because I feel like my next album, Existential Dance Music, is really all about finding yourself.
Yeah,
and-
yeah. I was reading that yesterday,
Yeah.
actually. I was like, oh, like, what is this? Like, so you were posting it all over your Instagram. And I was like, is this an album? It has to be an album with how you're pushing it. And then I click on the link, and it's like your whole personal story. And then within the personal story, like you explain how like you discovered anxiety, and just how like this new album is kind of like your journey through all of that. I thought it was really sick.
It's cool. Yeah. It's cool that you mentioned that you didn't know, like you're trying to figure out who you were and like trying to find yourself. Because I think light is kind of about that. And I didn't know it at the time. When I wrote light, I didn't know what it meant. It just came to me, and I was just like,
It was just a feeling.
I was on a plane and I wrote that melody.
Wow.
it's always on a plane.
It's always on a plane.
I don't know why.
Must be an artist thing.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, though, I mean, I'm sure everyone's been like, I know all of you have been on planes.
What kind of question?
No. Let me finish my thought, okay? Looking out a window when you're on a plane, I've had this thought more times than I can tell you guys, where like, this is crazy. We're lucky. There are
Yeah.
loads of people and generations before us who have never seen this and will never see this, because looking out a plane window into the clouds, that's nuts.
It's
That
so
is actually-
beautiful.
If you put it in that perspective, that is kind of fucking
Yeah,
nuts.
it's a privilege.
Whoa.
We can see above the cloud. Nobody gets to see that. Not nobody. A lot of people don't get to see that.
Yeah.
My entire phone is filled with like cloud videos in the sky, just like
I don't know. I'm
being
just
in
thinking.
awe.
I hope this plane doesn't crash. I hope this plane doesn't crash.
That too.
I'm just kidding.
You have plane anxiety.
No. I'm that was a joke. It was a
Okay.
joke.
I used to have it. I used to skip holiday with my parents
Wow.
because I didn't want to go into a plane.
Oh,
For that
wow.
amount of hours, because
Yeah, but I think somehow music. I was able to do it for music, and
Yeah.
now I'm good. Now I'm like, whatever happens.
yeah, because you recently said that you moved here because you were just tired of going back and forth from
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, how often were you going back and forth? Because you're from the Netherlands, just to give the people at home like a brief of where you're from. So you were there for, or you could go ahead and just speak of when you came out here.
I think I started touring about 9 years ago.
Oh wow!
So
Back and forth for 9 years.
Well,
Oh, it's
eight to 9 years. I think the San Holo project is 10 years old right now.
Wow, a decade
Yeah.
old.
Wait.
So it's really cool, and I'm very grateful to still be doing this. It's not super common to still.
It's been that long.
But yeah, I used to fly back and forth like I think like 10, 11 times a year.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Overseas, and I just got really tired of it. And honestly, it's really inspiring to be in LA right now. So I moved 2 years ago, and it's been such a. I'm so grateful to experience this different life and culture here.
Yeah.
You know, it's really. I thought I would just go here for music. That was my main goal, but then I realized it's such a inner journey for me because suddenly I get to look at my own culture and I question myself. Like, I ask myself, whoa, I thought that was me, but that was just my culture. Who am I really? Like, 'cause
Yeah.
if I was born here, I would have I would be a different person.
Yeah, because you are who you are in your environment.
Yeah,
100%.
exactly. And that's it. Just opened me up so much more. I used to go to America and I said, oh, everything is so American.
Yeah.
And now I go back to Holland and I'm like, everything is so Dutch here.
Wow. What a perspective switch.
Yeah. And it's been beautiful because it's so, it opened my mind so much to, you know, because first all I saw was differences. But now I realize, and this is going to sound really weird, but everyone has their story, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You were born in a certain area with certain parents in a different culture. I was born over there, and that all shaped us. And even though we're different, deep down, I feel like we're the same in a way. We still connect in the same way.
Yeah.
And I think it's just beautiful I think everyone should just go to a different culture or country for a while.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
And experience that shift of
Next month is gonna be my first time traveling to Europe. I'm going to ADE Festival in Amsterdam.
Really?
Yeah, so it's my first time actually experiencing a different culture. And of course, like I've seen videos and I have an idea of like the difference in culture in the rave scene specifically. But I wanted to ask you what differences. I don't know if you ever partied out there when when you lived out there, but what differences do you see out there versus out here?
Oh, I'm just so grateful to be in America because everyone is so outgoing and outspoken here and passionate. I haven't really had that experience in Holland where I'm from. There's this saying in Dutch and it goes like this: be normal because you're already crazy enough. And it's so weird. We have a really weird connection to being normal.
What defines as normal though?
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, well, I grew up with my parents saying that, like, be normal because you're already crazy enough. And here it's the polar opposite.
It is.
It's like,
It's like be
stand
crazy.
out, be crazy.
Yeah.
So you're not trying to fit a mold out here.
That just you know the sign when you walk into my apartment, the sign on the door that I have, it's like, we're all crazy, it's not a competition. Or like,
No, I don't. I'm not that observant.
the one I put all your ducks in front of it. And you left. You don't remember.
He's like, yeah.
All right, anyways, I have a sign in my apartment where when you walk in, and it's like it's something like, "Don't worry, we're all crazy. It's not a competition," or something like that. It's supposed to be a joke.
Well,
but
if you were born in the Netherlands, it would say everyone's normal.
it's not a competition.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was normal. Just chill out.
Yeah.
You saying that kind of makes sense just when I think of just the rave scene, the rave culture, because a lot of people who are from Europe, from the UK, they look at American ravers, they're like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Why do you have candy? Why do you wear those crazy outfits? Why are you exposing yourself
like,
so
Did you
much?
see that? Did you see that
Expressing
Vice video?
Oh yeah,
The UK ravers.
I saw it too.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was like, why are you guys like hating on us? We're just trying to express ourselves in different ways that probably you don't agree with, but like, we're not hurting you.
I will say I watched that. I did not watch it all the way through. I don't know if they were hating.
No, they were.
We did fuck with dubstep. Like UK
like-
dubstep is lit.
Americans, what did you do to dubstep? That's what
I
they said.
do wonder though, because like for them, it's like what you just said. No, be normal over there.
Yeah.
You're crazy enough. So to them, what we're doing is what's crazy. You know what I mean?
I know
Like-
they go like in normal clothes to like festivals and like
Yeah.
they just dress like every day.
But to be honest, I don't like. To me, that phrase like "be normal," it's a killer for art. I don't like it
I
at all.
agree.
It doesn't.
They might go with neutral clothing.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get rid of that whole like. I was raised there, in the
Yeah.
Netherlands. I'm still trying to get rid of that. I still get when I see someone like on the street and they're wearing something really extravagant. I'm still this voice in my head says, "Be normal," and like and it's so
Because you
stupid.
grew up that way.
I grew up that way, but then
Wow.
right away I think, no, this is beautiful. This is expression. This is
Yeah.
so and I don't know. It's just like been an eye-opening experience. I'm not who I thought I was,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that video, by the way, I think everyone's missing the point. I think they're wrong at bashing American culture and and I read the comments and there were Americans bashing their culture and it's music is really
it's just
music is not
universal.
about that.
Yeah.
No,
Music
it's not. We're all there for the music
Yeah.
and to connect
Exactly.
with it.
It's just funny to me. It's like almost like that. That video was created to
Yeah.
to
Insight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like some kind of
inside a
energy.
riot or like a
Yeah.
reaction from people. And I think all I can just say is like music is music, you know, it's just love.
Yeah, I think when it comes down to it, it's really just people being like stuck in that perspective that they've always been in growing up, and I think it's very hard to see any other perspective when you don't challenge yourself to see other perspectives. So like how you were saying, to like, you know, people should immerse themselves in other cultures more. Like that is you're literally putting yourself in a different perspective for an extended amount of time, which allows you to like, you know, see that other perspective of things, which I think, you know, not a lot of people, you know, do. A perfect example is like we get a lot of comments sometimes when we have because we all make content here ourselves separately too. When we have videos hit the algorithm, we get like the wrong side of like the US commenting on our videos, and they're like, well, like, why are you dressed like that? Like, you know, and they start calling us names, and they start saying like, oh, you need to see Jesus, and like all this other stuff, because a lot of these people who end up stumbling upon those videos are like people from the Midwest who have never been exposed to a rave. They grew up like out in the middle of nowhere, or they grew up in a very conservative town, and so I think it's very important.
Which, like, I can't blame them, because from an outsider's perspective, we look freaking crazy.
Yeah, no, but that's why it's important to like continually challenge yourself to like see other perspectives, right?
Well,
And so
in that situation, I think all you can do is just come from a place of love. And say,
100%.
Hey,
100%.
I see that you don't understand this.
Yeah.
But you know, instead of going like
fighting back immediately.
I feel like there's also, it's for that particular scenario, I think it's also because there's a lack of self-expression in certain areas, or in certain cultures, like the Midwest, for example. Like some of these people, they haven't been in a position where they were allowed to express themselves. So seeing this colorful and vibrant festival with people dressed in this and that way, in their minds, this is all wrong. You know, like this is.
When I first got here, someone made me like a candy, a bracelet. And the first time I got it, it was like, oh, that's so sweet. Someone made me a bracelet. And then there was someone else giving it to me, and someone else. And I was like, wait, this is a thing? I never knew that.
Wow.
I never knew that. But it was funny, because I was like, the first time I got one, I was like, this is so special. Someone made me a bracelet, and it had my name on it, or like a song title, you know, like See the Light or We Rise, and then I started seeing people like exchanging like doing the fur thing. I was like, I thought it was so cute, but still weird to me. It was weird at first.
Yeah, because it was new.
Yeah.
You just reminded me of our buddy Arno. He has a tattoo. He has a We Rise tattoo or something like that. I can't remember. I think it was like,
that's crazy.
There was something at some point in his life where he needed you and your music, and it saved his life.
Shout out Arno, by the way.
Shout out Arno.
Wow. I didn't even know that.
That's so special. I don't know. You know, sometimes you just don't have the right words. And when I hear stuff like that, it's just beyond words. It's just so beautiful.
Yeah, because it's like with people forever.
Yeah.
It's permanent.
I guess so. Yeah.
That is, I kind of thought of a question though, like, because you said that you're so connected to your music. Have there ever been any? I mean, okay, I'm trying to like process this in my mind right now. So, all the like good stuff, all the like good feedback that you get, you know, for your music and everything, and obviously like since you're so connected to your music, it's really good to hear that good feedback. But have you ever gotten like feedback that wasn't as good, and does it affect you more, like if you ever do? Sorry, I know this is like phrased really badly,
I know,
but
I get it.
Yeah.
I think one of the hardest things to navigate through as an artist is that sometimes people want you to stick to the same thing. You know, like I still get comments sometimes of people saying, why don't you just go like make the same stuff like you did when you made We Rise or Light, you know? And it's really hard to explain that I can't do that anymore, because it already exists. It's already out there, you know?
So you're in a different phase of your life.
And every phase in your life, as you might understand, is a different chapter. You meet different people, you get new insights, and music it goes along with that as well. So that's sometimes hard when people don't fully understand. I think some of you already said, music is such a nostalgic thing.
Mhm.
Sometimes we just want to hold on to that
Yeah.
that
You want to
feeling.
hold that feeling, that moment in your life.
Yeah.
But I think Tyler, the creator, said, I saw a tweet of him once, and he said, a fan said, "Why don't you just make the old stuff?" And he said, "It's still there. You can go back to
Oh,
it.
yeah.
It's still there. You can always go back to it."
I like that. I like that a lot.
And sometimes that's hard to explain to people, because in a way you of course want to make everyone happy and but that's not possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really personal, and of course if someone says sometimes I was at this show the other day and I realized this. I can't really explain it, so I'm just gonna try it, but I can't really explain it. I didn't like a specific song that this DJ was playing, and then I looked at the crowd and they were singing along, like they were so passionate, and I thought, wow, that's beautiful. Like I don't like this song, and people love this song, and it's almost it's not gonna make sense, but it's not liking a song is just as beautiful as liking a song, because it shows that there's so much diversity and so much. Yeah. I mean, that I didn't like the song didn't mean that I didn't love the person or the art.
It just wasn't your taste.
Yeah. In a way, it's just you personally just didn't connect or register with that song.
But the fact that you don't connect to something means also that there's things that you do connect heavily with.
Yeah.
And I thought that was just, I can't really express it in words, but that moment I really felt something like really profound, like, whoa, it's okay. It's still beautiful.
Yeah.
But I don't like this.
It's like the dichotomy of like the allure to the song. It's like you can't have love without hate, right?
Exactly.
It's like you can't have one without the other.
Yeah. And we're so wired to think, oh, then it must be bad or something. Or then, no, it's, you don't like it. That's fine. It's still just as beautiful. Yeah. And, I don't know if that came across at all, but I really wanted to try explain it.
I think you did a great job. I think it makes sense. Yeah. I mean, I think like it's like the whole nature of things having two sides to them, and like
more than that,
both. But like both sides like having their own like subcategorial reasons for like why you do or like don't like something, and I think that that's like a really cool thing because kind of like you said, you realize that like, oh well, you didn't like it, but that means that there are people who do like it, and it's like cool to see like the two sides to
that's
to
why
everything.
I like EDM, because there's just so many genres that like you could just like tap into and like, but what I don't like is how people are going against each other in like these genres. It's like we're all under the same umbrella.
Yeah. It's all love. That's
it is
lately
all love.
when I just even it really is all love, and lately whenever I like disagree with someone or I can't connect to something, I just realize beyond all that disagreement, there's still love, and I think that's really important it really changed my life, viewing life like that. Like if you come from a place of love, anything is like possible. And
I agree with that. I mean, I heavily agree with that, because I feel like there's a lot of times like Devin knows this. I'm a very emotional person. And because of that, sometimes I get blinded by my own emotions and I can't see past them. So if I can remember that, if I can look
sign?
I'm a Leo.
Okay.
If I can look past my emotions and just remember there's still love on the other side of this, like whatever's going on, everything's still okay. I can get past it. I still need to address the emotions I might be feeling, but like I got to be able to. Yeah.
Specifically also with other people involved, when there's someone else involved, and there's still love beyond that disagreement, And
it's
if you can see that,
moment.
if you can learn that, how to see each other still, through all the noise of then you really have something special.
Yeah.
Like,
wait, what's your sign?
I'm a Sagittarius.
Me too. Well, I'm half.
What's your
Half
rising?
Sagittarius?
I'm cusp. I'm on the cusp.
He's on the cusp.
Oh, really?
I'm Capricorn and Sagittarius.
Yeah, but you claim Sag.
Do we all
I don't know.
have a
I've
sign?
gotten
No,
people
we're
tell us I
missing
claim
air.
Capricorn more.
What's your rising? What's your moon?
I'm a Pisces moon
Okay.
Okay.
and a Scorpio rising.
Okay, I'm a Pisces Scorpio rising, Gemini moon.
Wow.
Yeah, we have some similar things.
Like, if people from Holland are watching this, they're probably like, what is this stuff?
It's such an LA thing.
It really is though.
It's such an Echo Park ring.
I don't know the rising moon stuff.
I just know
but-
because of I have this
Co-star.
Yeah.
You know why I know? Literally, my best friend back home, she's like, "Hey, what time were you born?"
That's how you know. That's how you find out.
Do you know that meme?
Yeah,
You're texting
and then
your mom, and
Yeah.
it's like,
What's that?
Stop talking to her
Run
right
away.
now.
yeah. No, like, but I gotta say, I used to be very skeptical about the zodiac sign stuff, but I see a pattern with certain things. It's
Yeah.
really apparent, and I don't know how it all works, but there's something there.
What moment shifted that perspective of like, oh, like maybe there's something here?
For some reason, there's certain signs in my life that keep coming back, and that I connect with deeply.
Yeah.
Same. I feel that.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's all because of the sign, but I, and also not only good people, everyone is good, but sometimes there's, toxic
Yeah.
relationships.
Yeah.
that-
Toxic traits that people have.
yeah. And I don't know how that works, but it's also just fun to kind of,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could
the
spend
mystery
hours.
of it all.
I could spend
Yeah.
hours looking at like those things that says that tells you your traits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what your zodiac animal is?
I do not know that. No.
I know what
Okay.
you're about to get at. I showed him
Yeah,
this
'cause-
thing. I showed him this thing a long time ago, and now he shows it to
Was it
everyone.
you?
It was me. I know this for a fact because I remember the girl who showed it to me.
Oh.
Hmm.
Wait, so
it's
it was you, the
East
reason
meets
that-
West. East meets West. So your zodiac and your astrology, you put it together, and then you'll be able to find your primal zodiac.
Oh, Primal Zodiac. That's what it was.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm year of the dog, but I'm also a Leo. So mine ends up being a Shih Tzu or a lion dog, and there's like
Yeah.
a whole like list
Wow.
of details and everything. He's a golden retriever.
What was I again?
I don't remember.
Wait, I want to find mine
Do you
out
know
now.
what's the thing called where you enter this info about yourself and then it shows a map with like lines over the map, or like places in the world where you will find.
I don't know.
Anyway,
if
my
I've heard of that
ex-girlfriend-
one.
I don't think
I've
I've heard
never
that one.
seen that.
My ex-girlfriend typed something in and it showed a line like straight through like Echo Park where I live now.
Whoa!
It's like-
Is it like when you're like destined to be?
Yeah,
Like
something
you
like
have
that. I
to
don't know
move
what
to
it's
that
called.
place in order to be like your true self
Yeah.
or something like that?
Yeah, and it said on that line, through Echo Park, you'll learn a lot
Whoa.
about yourself and
Is that why you moved to
spirituality.
Echo Park?
Wow.
It was beyond. It was
Wow.
after.
It was
Like, I
meant to
already live here.
be.
Yeah.
What if it was like in the middle of the ocean?
Bermuda Triangle.
Mine's in Bali. I'm gonna go to Bali. I'm gonna
Zoom
go to Bali.
in, you'll find the island. Just zoom in.
Yeah, I kind of.
I wanted to talk really quick. You said you're a very emotional person, and I'm
Yeah.
reading this book right now. That's it's called Between Us, and it's basically about how emotions are different between cultures. We see emotions as like universal thing, but apparently there's differences in emotions
Oh,
Absolutely.
between
100%.
cultures.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Like in Asian cultures, a lot of parents just don't want to deal with emotions.
Yeah.
Like, you say you're depressed, too bad. Like, yeah.
Yeah, but and
And it depends on the Asian culture too, because I can speak for Thai. It wasn't that they didn't want to deal with it; they didn't understand it.
Yeah.
Like to this
Yeah.
day, my mom still doesn't fully understand. She's like, I know you're sad, but like, this doesn't make. Why are you sad about this?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, it's not that I don't want to understand, but it's if you're not. It's I had this thing. It happened a couple of months ago, and someone said, "I miss you," and the American "I miss you" is very different from the Dutch "I miss you." Ik mis je. If you would say, "Hey, I miss you" to someone, how would you describe that feeling?
Like
Longing.
I'd say,
Yeah,
hey,
long.
yeah.
I haven't seen you in a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I miss your energy. I want to
Yeah.
see
like
you
I
again.
miss you.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
because like you could literally talk to someone every single day and still be
Yeah.
like, hey, I miss you because like I miss you.
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
like
I want
see
your
more.
presence.
Physically.
in Dutch, missing. If you say "I miss you," "Ik mis je," there's kind of a pain involved with that, like a deeper pain.
Oh.
And I feel like "I miss you" here can almost be positive sometimes.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
I miss you.
Very
Can't
surface
wait.
level.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
It's not always correlated with like a painful longing.
No. Yeah. And in Dutch, "Ik mis je" is kind of a painful longing, and so I didn't really know how to, react to that because I didn't feel the pain but I did want to see that person again.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're talking about the same thing, but the expression is different. It's just really beautiful, and life is so crazy.
I'm thinking of you.
Mhm.
That's like the simpler term. Like I know I've had that conversation with someone before where it's like, it's not that I miss you. It's just like, I'm thinking of you right now. I'm I want you around. I want you.
You just
your
wouldn't
presence.
say that way in Dutch language. You just wouldn't say, talk to you soon, ik mis je. No, you would say, it's so crazy. Also, certain words don't exist in languages, right? Like Dutch has this word called gezellig, and it's you can't really translate it to. It's crazy, and that makes you think about, wow, we're all just a product of where we're born, and if we remember that, I think people would get along a lot better.
I 100%.
Yeah.
All right, so just off camera, we decided to these two decided to look up these three decided to look up their Primal Zodiac, and would you guys believe that San here is a dove?
Dove.
Makes perfect sense.
It says, to be fair, it says independent, energetic, and adventurous. Those born under the primal zodiac sign of the dove love life and long for new experiences. Members of the sign are always looking forward. This is so true.
Wow, yeah.
But also they rarely dwell in the past. Doves are often restless. So true. I literally have a song about this. Why do I feel like I'm running, always chasing after something, searching all the world for one thing? And it's so crazy.
Wow. Yeah. It was true for, I remember when
So Mickey, what are you?
I'm a narwhal.
I'm a firefly.
What's a
That
narwhal?
makes perfect sense.
It's a sign of idealist.
A narwhal is like, it looks like a whale, but it has like a unicorn.
It's a baby whale.
Yeah, but it has
kind
like a
It's
horn.
a horn. Cool.
Wait, read the first couple of sentences. I want to know.
I'm creative, intuitive, and mysterious. Fireflies are
Unique,
passionate.
romantic, resilient. Those born under this are capable of achieving great things.
Oh.
Wow.
Let's go.
Great things.
I like
Creativity.
the ones like this. So because I was like you in the same way where it's like I'm skeptical of astrology. It's fun to read. It's fun to play around with because I've always believed a lot of things in life you can manifest. If you read a list of positive traits that you want anyway, you're just gonna be like, yeah, that's me, because then you're gonna make those things happen.
Yeah.
But then when you have multiple
This
different
was spot on.
Yeah, no, that's spot on. And you have it from the Eastern version and the Western version put together. You're like, all right, now this is getting a little freaky.
Yeah.
Like you're adding all these traits together,
Interesting. Thank you for showing me this. It's really cool.
I'm just reading
Definitely
mine
read more
again.
into it. It's really fun. It's really fun.
I'm reading mine again, and it's just.
All right, I guess I'm looking at mine.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Mine says loyal, kind, and optimistic. Those born under the sign of the golden retriever are easy to like, often traditional or religious. They believe that
give golden retriever
they
energy.
believe.
Golden retriever is so specific as well.
Yeah.
No, but you heard the term of he has such golden retriever energy.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
my friend Larry says that all the time about me. They believe that if they stick to their values, the universe will respond generously. That's very me.
That is very you.
And then the only problem is that they aren't as perfect as they tend to think they are. It's also me.
Mine says, I want to be loved and admired. I'm gonna send this to my boyfriend right now. I may be prone to depression. Valid.
Mine is I'm a Shih Tzu, or literally meaning lion dog in Chinese. Members of this sign are kind, loving, and generous. Their deepest hope is to play an integral role in making their surroundings better. This is almost always appreciated by others, but Shih Tzus also have a tendency to become bossy and can become moody to the point of acting childish if they don't get to be in charge. Over time, Shih Tzus learn that they will eventually get what they want if they focus on giving instead of receiving. Still, this is a sign that at the very least needs the adoration of those they are helping in order to feel good about all they are giving. They have a strong sense of justice, and if they feel they are being treated with less respect or appreciation than they deserve, they will shun the offender and punish them by withdrawing their own help.
This is so This is so true.
Until an apology
This
is
is so
made.
Nand.
This is a very honest. I'm almost done. This is a very honest sign who values integrity more than most. Those who are dishonest or disrespectful with them will be cut off without a second thought. Unfortunately, Shih Tzus can also be a bit paranoid from time to time, thinking that others are plotting against them. But they also have good instincts and should learn to withhold judgment by balancing their intuition with their facts at hand. Yeah, no, this is unfortunately.
That's you to a T, dude.
Yeah,
everything
that's
here
you
is
to a
me.
T.
It's crazy.
Yeah, this one also says justice and fairness are like super important to me, which are two of like my biggest values.
What if it's all just all in the stars
Yeah.
already?
Yeah.
Me, it's love and friendship.
I don't know.
Mine says I'm a rebel.
You know what's interesting?
Are though.
You know what's interesting too is like
And I'm
some of the
moody.
traits that I
also
listed
true.
off. I know I've had a conversation about, because I introspect a lot, and I've had a conversation about positive traits, negative traits, and one of them being like, hold on, my brain is actually forgetting what I'm saying as I'm saying it. I know this for a fact from personal history that I feel the need to be important in other people's lives. I do. And I know that's not the best trait in the world.
Oh yeah, I there are sometimes where I feel like I have to be liked by everyone. And if
See,
you
the thing is, I don't think I need to be liked. I think I
Yeah.
need to be important. As in I feel like if I don't bring value to your life, why am I in your life?
facts.
So if I'm not like doing something to make you happy or furthering your
What's the
growth,
point?
why am I here?
Yeah.
So for me, it's like self-value to an extent, and that can be
so
a
interesting.
negative. That can be a negative because
Yeah.
the thing is,
Yeah.
you're not always supposed to be important to everybody.
And then you're gonna beat yourself up over it.
exactly,
And some people might not feel the same way.
exactly. And I can say straight up, I've lost a lot of friends
Oh.
because I realized I wasn't supposed to be that person for them, but I didn't realize that at the time, so it still hurt.
Interesting. Most of my friends are very low maintenance friends.
Yeah.
Like most of my
I
friendships
need
are
low maintenance friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's I don't share that that I feel like I need to be important in someone's life, but I can imagine that
Yeah.
for you. I'm not saying it's
Yeah.
bad.
No.
by the way.
I realized that because there are people where like I feel like I
where
could
does
do
it come
more
from
for
though?
them.
Where does it come from though? The want to be important in someone's life.
Oh, I wonder if he's watching. Probably my brother. If I'm being completely honest, him and I don't have the best relationship, and I do love him with all my heart. Devin fucking knows the issues that I have with my brother, but he always made me feel like I couldn't be there for him. I couldn't help him out because
Like he wasn't important.
Yeah, like I wasn't like I couldn't. No, it's maybe important wasn't the right word, but I couldn't bring value to his life. So like anytime he needed help with anything, I couldn't do it. So like if I was ever able to successfully help him with something, it wasn't good enough. And like, you know how there's a lot of that older brother, younger brother trope in TV shows where the younger one kills the older brother? He would constantly remind me like, you're going to kill me one day. So it's like, you keep reminding me that like, I'm lesser than you.
Yeah.
That kind of
And
stuff.
that like,
you
I
know.
can't take care of you. And sorry, last thought. Do you know the song Kryptonite by Three Doors Down?
Yeah.
He would constantly sing that to remind me that he's alone and has nobody to help him out. So it's
that's
like,
that's trauma. That's baggage. You know,
Yeah.
everyone has that. Everyone.
sorry, I just
Yeah.
like dropped
No,
dumb.
No,
Mama.
I'm proud of you for opening up
Yeah, you
about
let
that because
that shit
I
out.
know that's not something that you talk about with a lot of people.
Yeah,
so
I
I'm proud of
know.
you for that.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's where it comes from.
Yeah. But knowing that now, if you can see that at some point in your life, you realize those things.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Especially when you're like, you said you're 29. I feel like around that age, you start to see your past and your life, and you realize, oh, wait a second, this is because of this. This is because of that.
Yeah.
And then take it a step further. Now I know how to move forward
Exactly,
in this life
yeah.
where, you know what? I'm not supposed to be bringing value and like doing, grand things for everyone.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just can be a friend or an acquaintance.
You can just be.
You don't have to,
That
you can just be.
That kind of made me think of something really random. It's going to be really random. I'm going to tangent for a second. But yes, so I've been having a fly problem in my apartment where these like big sewer flies I don't know how they get into my apartment.
Well, you just called it a
have-
sewer fly, so I'm going to imagine it
They
came
come
through
from
your
the
sewer.
sewer.
Or they're called swarm flies.
Maybe
Sorry.
they come through your
not
vents.
sewer flies. Sorry, they're called swarm flies or something like that. we don't have. I don't have.
I think you should just move out of the way.
I think my AC. It might be through my AC. But anyways, the point is. So the point is, I like despise flies with a passion. I think they're so annoying, and like there's
Isn't she a dragonfly?
I'm a firefly.
That's different. That's okay. So
you think I'm annoying?
That's not what I said.
I'm kidding.
So I like looked up the other day or yesterday actually, just because I was curious. I was like, I want to see if there's any like Reddit threads that like people are just hating on flies, you know? Like, why do flies exist? What is their purpose, right? And I was reading like some of the Reddit threads, and some of the people had the exact same thought process as me. They were like, why do flies exist? Like, what is their purpose other than being annoying and like,
do they have purpose?
You know, flying around?
I'm curious now. Yeah. Do they have purpose?
And so some people were like saying like, oh, well, they're decomposers, so like they help the decomposition process and all this stuff, right? But then there were these other people who were like actually bagging on the person who was asking. They were like, why do you have such a like human entitlement? Flies don't need to have a purpose in life other than that they have evolved to a certain point to where they can outmatch their death rate with their birth rate. So they're really good at surviving, which is the reason why there are so many, right? And I'm like, wow, like that's such a perspective changer, right? Which is like, you don't need to have a purpose. It's like you're here because you're here and you were good at doing something. You were good at surviving, right? And not that that's like, you know, humans, but like that's kind of like what that makes me think of, right? Is that you don't necessarily need to have a purpose in someone's life other than just being there. You can certainly have purpose, right? Just as how we could look at a fly and be like, oh, well, I guess you do kind of help the environment. You're food for some animals. Like, you know, there is purpose there, but like, it's not like a fly was created by, you know, a higher power or anything to do something. It was just that they evolved somehow.
What did they evolve from?
I don't know, but this is all making me think about the thing we were talking about earlier, the dichotomy between like, you know, it's like the two mindsets of thinking. It's like this thing was created for this thing, and then there's the mindset of like, no, this thing just evolved to become this thing. It's just here because they can survive.
There's whole tribes out there that don't see life as a, you know, you have to accomplish or achieve things. You're just like the trees, you know?
Yeah.
You're just like the
you're
trees.
Just born,
and you're just,
you live, you die.
It's also kind of funny that we humans sometimes think we have this we need to have this purpose.
Yeah.
When there's just literally trees out there that are like, you know, some trees are like hundreds of years old. And they're just like kind of basically looking at us like, what are you? I'm out here chilling. I'm just existing. So honestly, like, being a tree doesn't sound that bad at all.
Not at all.
Would you like to be reincarnated as a tree?
Is that a question?
Yes.
Yeah. I think that'd be kind of nice. I don't think my human mind can understand what the life of a tree would be like, but I think it'd be beautiful and it'd be way more grounded for sure.
Literally
grounded.
Yeah.
As long as I'm a tall tree and that I outcompete the other trees for sunlight.
See, it's such a human thing to say. It's such a human thing.
You know, at the same time, I was thinking like, you know, like if the tree, I just chill in there. I'm like, oh, there goes Frank. Oh, see you later, Sarah. You're chilling, and then you just see your tree
knocking down.
Yeah. I would be a low maintenance tree.
I don't know why that's where my brain went.
Did you see
No
Vinland Saga?
sunlight, no water,
I haven't watched
very
it.
little water. Water maybe once a month.
You'd be like a succulent.
Low maintenance tree.
Yeah, no, it starts with a D. It's one of my favorite types of like plants, but there's like low maintenance plants. Yeah.
I
make some noise for this plant. Where is it?
Yeah, I don't know. Where is it?
It's not even real.
Don't be hated.
There's a bunch of
wait. There's
a bunch of like, so I struggle with ADHD, and there's a bunch of like ADHD videos that I saw the other day where like there's this one guy, I can't remember his name right now, where he was just super grumpy, and his girlfriend was like, what's going on? Are you okay? Blah, blah, blah. And nothing could help him. She's like, you want to go for a walk? They go for a walk. And then he instantly feels better. And then it's like, that's right. I'm just a complicated plant who needs sunlight sometimes. That's just all that I am. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I've definitely made the mistake of staying at home, working on my computer for days on end, and then I'm just getting grumpy and uncomfortable. Yeah. But I don't know why.
That's literally how I felt yesterday. Like not finally, but like I took my dog on a walk yesterday, and I just like stood there outside in my neighborhood, and I was like, wow, like, outside.
Yeah.
Then you go back and you're like,
this feels so nice.
I feel like oh.
You should go to a cafe. Like change your environments.
Oh no, you're absolutely right. But when you're in it, you don't realize that.
Yeah.
I think I need to start doing that.
Yeah.
Go on walks.
I work from home too
Just
much.
go on walks.
Yeah.
Yo, we got you that laptop for a reason.
Time. Cafes are. I love working.
Yeah,
at cafes.
right. Put the headphones on.
Mm.
Sometimes you
Start
can have a
doing
break
that.
and chat to someone,
Yeah.
and then put the
This just
headphones back on.
Memory, college. There's this place called Mishka's. It is my favorite coffee shop on this planet because every time I went to study there, I would actually do well on all my exams. And there was something about it was always busy.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't so busy that there was a line, but every table was usually taken. But there was always one for me. And
Always one for you.
there's always one for me
Yeah.
every time I went.
It stares right at
Just
you when you
meant
walk
to be.
in.
Every time I went, there's
Wow.
always at least one table just ready for me. And I could work, and there was just enough like busybodiness around and conversations, and like I wasn't trying to pay
be
attention to
white
people.
noise.
Kind of, but because we've had this conversation, my ears, for me, I have a I don't know if it's ear sensitivity or like
You pick up stuff.
Yeah,
You
for
pick up
like
stuff.
specific.
I have the same thing.
For me, specific. That's actually Austin. I spoke to Austin about
Yeah.
this. So the ADHD brain. The reason why at festivals I'm always looking around is because my ears keep hearing something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I hear someone like screech, or I hear someone say something about their dad, or I
Mm-hmm.
hear someone say something about this dog, and like I just have a need to look and see where that sound is coming from. Like
Yeah.
I'm not trying to pay attention to the conversation per se.
Do you sleep with any noise, like rain sounds?
No,
Oh.
no. My cat's water bowl is
You're just
like
hypersensitive.
Yeah.
just a sound, and
You think only to sound hypersensitivity? I think it
You
also
know-
plays into emotions and everything.
you right, you
know?
right.
Wow.
You right.
Very profound. You're just like,
It's not a bad thing, by the way. I think I'm also very hypersensitive to a lot
Yeah.
of things, So, it even got to a point where I moved to a new place, and I was sleeping in my bed or trying to sleep, and I heard cars outside my apartment like pulling up, like at this cross street intersection, whatever.
Mm.
And I just couldn't sleep for 3 days because I was just
Wow.
focused on those
You're just
sounds.
listening.
And I I moved my bed into my closet
Whoa.
and I slept there for a week. But now I'm good.
Yeah.
I learned to sleep with the noise, but I can totally feel you on the sensitivity to noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like that too. I have my fan on like pretty much full blast. And during the winter, I will turn it on, but I won't point it at me so that the sound is still
Wow.
there.
Yeah.
So that
you
I
should
can.
try rain sounds. I sleep to rain sounds.
I used to actually have one of those little like clock radios that had like the sounds on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to do those. But I don't know, for some reason, they don't work the same as like a fan.
Oh.
Or like, I always.
I do have a fan on every night too.
Or
actually.
I used to like live by freeways. So in college, my apartment dorm was right by the freeway. When I first
You're
moved, when I first moved out here to LA, my first apartment was right next to the freeway. So I got very used to like that sound of just like the cars like going by.
I always live next to a freeway, and you just reminded me my childhood home, train tracks. Every day.
Apparently, always needing noise in the background when you sleep is like based on trauma.
Whoa.
I just watched a video.
My entire existence.
Or either or you're too anxious to be in your own thoughts while you sleep because you
Yeah.
know sometimes like when you sleep and it's just dead
Yeah.
quiet, all you can think about is your thoughts.
I just can't, because I'll just go into an endless cycle of thinking, and then I won't
Yeah.
be able to sleep.
Yeah, my
But
mind
it's
doesn't
not-
stop.
It's not based on. I wouldn't say mine's based on trauma, but I wouldn't even say it's based on anxiety either. I would just say that it's like I just can't
You're
stop
just used to
thinking.
it.
Yeah, like so I need something to kind of like just be that filler in the background.
I think you
know?
can. It just like takes a lot of practice.
That's true. Yeah. When I started
I
meditating,
can't either, but like I do believe
Mindfulness.
it's possible to get to a point where
Yeah.
you don't have those constant running thoughts.
I
But
don't trust my thoughts.
Yeah.
no, you shouldn't.
I can't.
No, you shouldn't.
They scare me sometimes. I'm like,
No.
why am I thinking
No,
like this?
you. That's funny that you say that. Like, this is not me trying to make a bridge to my album or anything, but like this is just what I thought about.
Actually, it's a great segue
Yeah,
because we
segue.
actually
I mean-
usually do in the second segment. We
Yeah.
usually listen to music. So
It's okay. I want to be on this overpass.
So I also had some like anxiety attacks and panic attacks last year.
hmm
Sorry, talking to the mic. Last year, panic attacks,
hmm
which kind of inspired me to go on this inner journey. And and I stumbled on this thing called self-inquiry.
Mhm.
And this is what the whole album is basically about. It's when you ask yourself, who am I? And then you start like, I'm San Holo, but I'm like, that's just my artist project. And I'm like, I'm Sander Van Dijck. That's my name. That's just like the name my parents gave me. So that doesn't really define me either. If I say, hey, I'm Sander, you don't know anything about me. That doesn't define me. So then you think, okay, maybe I was born here and then I went to school there, and then you realize, oh, that's just a story. But who are you now? Who am I?
Who am I?
And am I my thoughts? And then you're like, oh, my thoughts, they come and go. And, sometimes you have an anxious thought and it leaves again. But then something remains. Something, you are still there. You still call you I. What is that I? And at some point you realize you're not any of those things. You're not your feelings or your thoughts or your doubts or your fears. You're just this open space awareness that's kind of neutral. It's clear.
Yeah.
And that's such a comforting thought, and maybe that's the light I was like writing about, like seeing the light, seeing that clarity and that kind of non-dual space. That's just because we're also wired to think, oh, everything has to be when I learned about that space, that clear space for the first time, I thought, oh, is that a good space or a bad space? But it's neither. It just is.
Yeah.
It's awareness.
Yeah.
So yes, you are not your thoughts.
Yeah.
And it's such a nice thing to realize, whoa, even all those crazy thoughts I'm having right now, you can observe them as something like a deeper truth. It's so hard to explain, but I've had glimpses of it, and it's really special.
Dude, you're so profound. I love it.
I'm just mindfucked
I love
right
it.
now.
I love it. Have you met Halion?
Halion, no. I haven't.
You two would have a great
You
conversation.
two would have
together.
an amazing conversation.
Yeah.
You guys are very
next
similarly
podcast.
minded. Yeah. Oh my
be
God.
cool. That's a
Yeah.
great
Well,
idea.
we had her on the podcast, and I just your energy is like reminding me of hers a lot. I think you guys would get along really well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On that note, though, would you like to show us
Listen to
some
music.
Yes.
existential
Show us
music?
songs.
I would love to hear some from your new
Existential
album.
dance music.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it will be out at this time. At the current time that we're shooting this, it's not released yet, but go check it out.
I don't know why this reminded me of a question I wanted to ask, but I can hold it till later.
You can ask it.
The vibrancy and the percent sign and everything.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
It just happened. Like a lot of things, just like writing the song Light also just happened. I think it's always, I can explain how it happened. We were on tour, and then my friend was like, hey, how are you feeling today? And I was like, oh, I'm feeling like 50% right now. And he was like, oh man, I feel like 70%. And then we kind of kept doing that thing to each other. What's your percentage? Like 80%. I'm like 58%. And
I love that.
it kind of, then I changed my Twitter. Oh, I should say X now, right?
Oh yeah.
My
That's
X,
weird.
my Twitter
changed my
handle
X.
to like San Holo, and I'm like 70%, and I updated it daily. And to my surprise, everyone started doing that.
I remember
Yeah.
that.
Like,
I
everyone
remember
was
that.
like,
Yeah.
oh, 58, like 99. And I feel like there was a need for people to express how they were actually feeling online.
Yeah.
And it was just such a fun and quirky way to kind of show how you're feeling without having to use too many words.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I think, I just want to make music that makes people feel like whole and
How are you feeling
Makes them
today?
feel 100%.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like a solid 79%.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Okay.
And no, but you guys are boosting me for sure.
Yeah,
I
let's
feel
do it.
like
Yes.
82, maybe 82%.
I would love a 90 by the time you leave.
Yes, let's do it.
That's a goal.
We're gonna do it.
Okay, work it out.
I feel very comfortable. I feel very at ease. I woke up feeling like, oh, I'm gonna do a podcast. What am I talking about?
Yeah, people tend to be anxious whenever they come on here. Then
Yeah.
when they do, they're like, "Oh, that was fun."
Yeah. That's part of our goal too.
I think it's I feel like it's because this is very like people who've been on
Yeah.
podcasts before, they know it's like very interviewy.
Yeah.
And like that's the
We
last
don't
thing
like
I want.
it.
That's the
It
last
makes
thing
us
I want.
cringe a little
Yeah.
bit when we.
Yeah.
I'm still very anxious every time I come to the studio and film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts.
Very,
Yeah.
very
You
anxious.
did great with your intro today.
Thank you.
Good job.
Yeah, I was extremely anxious. My brain was exploding.
Isn't that crazy how I wouldn't overthink, and then you start to mess up words, and you're like, why am I messing up on words?
Literally me.
The power of the mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So powerful.
Yeah. Anyway, that's where the percentage thing came from. I think in general, I'm just really obsessed with the ebbs and flows of life.
Mm-hmm.
And,
even during the day too. Sometimes like you wake up in great mood and then you can go to sleep sad.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
Honestly, you could wake up, brush your teeth, and 10% change.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know a little more. We could talk about it after we listen to your music, but I want to know a little more if you believe in like law of attraction, law of assumption, stuff like that.
Let's talk about that, like, because you need to explain it to me first.
Okay, yeah. You want to talk about it now?
You know what?
Let's listen to music and then let's we'll talk about it after, because I could go on. I could go on and on about that.
That was like a golden retriever energy, like right there.
Just give him the okay. He'll come running.
Just stick your tongue out.
That's funny.
I was panting.
Where do I plug this in, though? Like, I have no idea how. Okay, so I wasn't gonna. We just talked about the thoughts and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of shy about showing you this, but so this is like the last track on the album, which is kind of like it's not really a song. It's more like a little spoken word thing, where like a meditation thing, and then it goes into this crazy drop.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm ready.
No, I'm down for it.
I'm down.
You want to hear it?
Yes.
I would love to.
Isn't there a song called Overthink, but that does something similar, where it like there's like a spoken word moment.
Well, yeah, but he samples something else, I think.
Still, but what I'm saying, spoken word
Do
is
you
cool.
hear this? Can you hear this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is like, I wrote this little poem and had my friend like say it.
Okay.
Is it mono?
Let's start a new take, because I didn't turn on the track.
Oh, you didn't enable it?
Specifically for the music.
Okay.
So if we play it right now, it won't record. So
Okay.
we just got to start a new take.
Be right back. And we're back.
Amazing.
All right. What's it called?
It's called A Moment of Truth.
Mm.
And it's kind of about you know, that whole self-inquiry thing, where you're kind of realizing all the things that you are not, to get closer to who you truly are.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why it's so scary to play music for a small group of people. Like, if it's for 1,000 people, it's so much easier.
You've never done it before to a small group of people?
Yeah, but I always I'm literally sweating right now.
Intimacy.
I forget what the word was. I've had a conversation like that with a former acting teacher of mine, where I was like, if I one-on-one, I'm terrified. Terrified. But put me, performing, I don't know, Grease in front of 10,000 people.
Yeah, why is that then?
I'm alive. Like,
why is that?
I think it's
I think art is so personal.
Yeah.
And it's basically like, I'm showing you my soul right now.
Well, for some assurance, we've all resonated with your music before and have touched our hearts. So
yes, I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm ready to meditate. Hold on.
I'm not my name or my height or the noise in my mind. I'm not my smile or my fright or my shadow that blocks the light. I'm not my face or my eyes or any of this disguise. I'm not my pain or my sight or the thoughts I fight at night. The wherefores, the whys, all the lows, all the highs, the hellos, the goodbyes, all the love, all the lies. Who are you? Who am I? Words cannot define. A feeling you can't describe. A truth deep down inside.
I love the drum patterns.
Yeah. It's like kind of like this slight DMB pattern.
Yeah.
Turn it up, man.
Turn that shit up.
I felt that one.
I like that. I always do that too. Like,
It's like being tickled, kind of.
her movements. I do the same thing. Yeah, I just want that to be kind of like an explosion of like vibrant colors.
Oh, I felt that.
You feel it?
Yeah, it was like an explosion.
Yeah.
Build up to release.
I feel like visually it was just like all black and white when the poem was like being said, and then once the drop happened, he just burst of color.
I love that.
Funny, I actually perceive that differently. Like, yes, bursts of color, but pastel neutral colors, not black and white. Like, I felt like I was in a meadow. And it was somebody, because they were speaking these words of like, I'm not my face, I'm not my smile, like reminding themselves, you know, they were projecting and trying to like exist in like, I'm not what everyone else has been saying and perceiving and claiming of me. I am just me.
This is the first time I kind of play in front of people. Like my management has heard it, of course, but like it's really cool to hear you say that. It's really exciting. Thank you for saying that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like
Isn't it crazy that every single
beautiful.
person has a different description or like perception of how they listen to your music?
That's so
It's
beautiful.
so weird and crazy.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Like I feel like everyone has their own story. Like a song could tell an endless amount of stories shaped by the imagination of the listener. And that's just magic. Music is the coolest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's so
It really
cool.
is.
I literally get
Apologize.
goosebumps right now.
Yeah.
from it,
You know,
literally.
there's people
Yeah.
out there who say that they don't listen to music.
You know,
That's wild.
I think
That's
there's a
funny.
small percentage of
Yeah, that's
people that
wild.
don't connect to sounds and music,
Yeah.
which is rare because I don't know anyone who doesn't love
I know like one
music.
person.
Really?
Wow.
Yes. Like
Yeah.
like legit not
They're not
Like-
fans.
not love it.
It's like a friend of a friend, and they just don't listen to it.
Do you know their reason?
I can't. It was a long time ago. I was like in college.
Wow.
I feel like there are some people who don't listen to music because they just don't have the opportunity to do so. Because I can speak at least for myself. I didn't start listening or connecting with music until, I don't know, I was in high school.
Yeah, I remember you telling me this.
Because growing up, there was no, so again, backtrack to ADHD. I was in sound therapy. So I actually had to go to, like when I was in elementary school, I'd go to this facility every week or something, headphones on, classical music or whatever music it is I was listening to for therapy so that I could like focus on my work and actually like, but in at the time, my brain wasn't processing, like connecting with the music. It was, I guess subconsciously it was because it worked.
Oh, that's a big thing.
Right?
Subconsciously, yes.
And then there was Thai music at home, but not really because then there was Thai news on all the time. So that was like the ambiance noise. And then it wasn't until like I got to my teen angst years where I started like listening to music because my brother got me an iPod and, you know, punk rock, Simple Plan.
The iPod started everything for me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. iPod 30 gigabytes.
I had a Zune. Do you remember
what?
those?
Was
Zune?
that the one where you like had
How's
to
a Zune?
click the thing on the left or not? Like
I think so. It was basically like a wall at the time. It was like a Walmart iPod, but
Yeah.
like it was
They
it
got
was still
better.
good quality. Yeah, I know.
They got
And
better.
they came preloaded with songs. That's how I found 30 Seconds to Mars.
such a good
Because
deal.
the
I don't know
Kill-
who did that deal, but like preloaded with songs.
Yeah.
Imagine.
No, for reals, because that's how I found 30 Seconds to Mars, and I fell in love with their music.
Wow.
Like
That's
yeah.
some good marketing though.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
holy-
for reals.
Yeah, but what about like U2? U2 on every iPhone ever?
Oh yeah. That's a thing.
Yeah, that was killer marketing.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't know.
Imagine if I could
deleted
just
it.
put like light on every iPhone if you buy
Yeah.
it.
That would be
You
sick.
should do that. I wonder how much that would be.
That would be crazy. That would be so insane. Can we hear another one? I would love to hear another one.
Sorry, every single time. Now that I know
Okay,
that.
yes, I'm a golden
Can
retriever.
we hear another one? I can hear it now. I can see it now.
You got it.
Yeah. So
There's
you
no
want to hear?
process. There's no process there. It's just
Okay, this song is called Shine. Shine. You see the theme? Light, shine.
It's your whole brand. I love it.
Okay. I love this song a lot. This is the vocals are by Lizzie, who's amazing. She's an amazing writer, and I've worked actually. You know how Quentin Tarantino has uses the same kind of characters,
Yeah.
actors.
Yeah.
I like to do that too with my albums.
Yeah.
Like
Same singers.
Yeah, same singers, but also like sometimes have a singer like sing 3 songs on the album to kind of.
Because they're a part of your story too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So this song is called Shine, and I really like the part before the drop, like very vocal oriented. Oh, for some reason it's not working.
Yeah, try unplugging and putting it back in.
You said Quentin Tarantino, by the way, and my ears just went. Boop.
Yeah. Love those movies.
He's one of my favorite directors.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
sorry, my bad.
I'd say put it up all the way in there first.
Putting it all the way up. Sorry.
Yeah.
The song's called Shine.
I love the voice effects.
How do you slow my mind? You know the speed I like. A feeling around you that I can't explain. I run to your light when I can't find my way.
Wow, her voice sounds amazing.
Feelings I fight. Calm me down like no one.
Just wait to this part.
Oh.
How do you shine so bright? I can see through the
Whoa.
sky. Everything feels so right.
I love what you did with the vocals.
Too. It's just
there.
like
How do you shine so bright? Give me that peace of mind. Beautiful light inside. How do you shine? How do you shine?
Just straight serotonin, like just directly into my body.
Everything feels so right. How do you shine? How do you shine so bright? Give me that peace of mind.
So what we feeling?
that
feel
song just
enlightened.
made me have 10% more in my my mood.
Yeah.
Added 10%.
I don't know what it's called. I don't music terms enough, but like right before the drop, that harmonized layered chorus.
Sounds like Daft Punk.
Just was
Yeah.
chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Chef's
you.
kiss.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love what you did
The
there.
effects.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited about this song. I hope it will bring some peace to the listeners.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt really good just to listen to it.
That's one of those songs I feel like I'll see you playing, and your visuals will just be like the words one after another, so that we can read and like
Yeah.
And sing
go
along.
along with it.
Yeah.
I'm probably ending my new live show with it that I'm working
I love
on
live
right now.
shows.
Yeah, you got a show in California.
Yeah, I've got a show at the Forum.
Oh,
Come
wow,
on.
that's lit.
Yeah, you're all invited.
Let's go.
Yes. And you can even just be on the crew list if you want. Just come
I
hang
mean,
out.
I would love that.
Yeah, we would absolutely
Wait, what
love
date
that.
is it? Let me see.
Sorry, you just reminded me. You
October
probably-
6th.
You know,
It's not-
Okay.
Is that past this?
I think.
This is before this. Oh, wait, that's after this airs. Wait,
I'll be gone.
where are you going?
My mom's birthday in Vegas.
Will this episode
Yeah.
come out before the 6th or not? After.
This is October 1st.
I think it's gonna come out. No. Well, it might actually.
Yeah.
It might. But it's very dependent on
Go to the Kia
couple
Forum
things.
show.
But yeah.
Yeah, go to the Kia Forum show.
If this airs before then, go to the show. If not, I hope you were there.
Yes.
You better
have been there.
October 6th.
Okay. Good to
Yeah.
know.
New live show, new visuals, new everything, new album.
I'm so excited. For
There's just
that.
something about
Yeah.
live shows that just like
They hit different.
they just
they
hit
hit
different.
different.
Yeah. I'm doing a lot of singing, guitar playing.
Oh, you guitar
Okay.
play.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
Hell yeah. That was I had a question too. That I love that little sound that you used during that part with the harmonizing vocals. The little boop. Like what was that?
A synthesizer.
Oh, okay.
I make a lot of those sounds myself. So like,
Okay.
I got to a point where I can hear sounds and I can recreate them in the synthesizer.
Oh, I love
like
that.
if I hear a bird outside or a car alarm or rain, I can make all those sounds with this
That's amazing.
synth.
Is that what you did when you collaborated with Cymatics? So I know you guys collaborated and you released a sample pack.
Yeah, a lot of those sounds are custom made. Yeah, and sometimes I go into the woods and record little
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
How was doing that? Because I don't know. Was that what was that your first time creating like a pack?
Making sample packs. Yeah, that was the first pack I ever did. It was called the
Vibrancy.
Wow. Yeah.
She's
a fan.
Yeah.
Producer?
Well, okay, no. So my boyfriend, he's Moon Boy, and he has his own sample pack.
Sick.
So he works with Cymatics. I saw the emails, the marketing emails.
That's so
you
funny.
guys' collaboration.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
The funny thing about that.
Oh,
you have
nice.
that pack?
Oh, he has that pack. Did you get the San Holo flash drive? I know you gave out free flash drive.
Yes.
All the above. So in 2020, when that came out,
Yeah.
I decided to utilize my time by going to music production school. So IO Music Academy is where I went, and pretty much everything I made used those packs and that collection.
And at the time, I really didn't realize that
your snare hits are everything. Continue.
I really didn't realize that there's still people I meet now that I for the first time meet, and they're like, oh yeah, I have your sample pack. And it's so crazy because there's so many people who have that pack.
Yeah, and it was a limited, edition
limited.
pack.
It was limited.
So people wanted it, and like the wait list was crazy.
Yeah.
It was like,
It's so crazy. Even like some producers that I can't think of them right now, but there's been producers that I really admire that were like, yeah, I use your like snare all the time. I'm like, whoa, that's cool.
That's so cool.
In my mind back then, I didn't register how that people were gonna use this.
Yeah.
And like it was because I was still in the Netherlands back then.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I did marketing, like make videos here, and I think they were in Atlanta, but I just didn't register that a lot of people were gonna get this, and that's cool. That little light sample pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a
Such
lot
a
of
big
aspiring
impact.
producers, they buy these packs because it's like kind of like an all-in-one for them to learn and make music. So they value it so heavily.
Yeah.
I just never did it myself before, because I always just used Google snare, Google snare and kick, and then I found like 10 samples that I really liked, and I just kept on using them. Most of the songs that you hear of mine have the same kick drum and the same snare that I kind of slightly tweaked.
Yeah.
And I would advise people to not like use all the sounds. Just find your favorite sounds and stick with them.
Yeah.
'Cause that's your fingerprint, your signature.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love that.
Music.
No, yeah.
Vibrancy.
But it's funny, like looking back, all those titles, Vibrancy, Light, and Shine, it's not something that I actively thought about, like, oh, I gotta market myself with that. It's just something that really felt natural to me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You're so genuine.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I don't know what that means.
Like
Very
you're
intuitive.
very well. No, it like there was no alternative like purpose to it.
It just happened.
You're very unapologetically you,
Mhm.
and because like I feel like a lot of people, especially these days, they are very focused on
Their
what's the best
brand.
way to market. Ourselves. I mean, we do it all the time.
Yeah.
We try to think about, well, how can we elevate the brand more?
Which I understand. It's not. I don't
Right.
think that's bad. But
Yeah.
it's funny that you say that, because sometimes when someone says you're so humble, I don't know what that means.
It kind of feels like a backhanded compliment in a way.
It's not taking. It's not. I don't do any effort.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think. Humble that doesn't take effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's because of the essence you hold. Like when you walk into a room, people can feel whether you're a humble person, you are here, you're present.
But wouldn't you say that being humble is more like a natural state? I think it takes much more effort to not be humble.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Being humble is a natural state, because to not be humble, you are actively trying to like.
Yeah, and there are
So
a lot
what
of
do I say to that? Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I haven't actually.
Yeah, I
haven't
don't know.
I
It's like, because I feel like when people think of celebrities, I mean, you're kind of a celebrity. When people think of celebrities, they feel like, oh, they have such a.
I don't think I am a celebrity, but
You are. When people think about celebrities, they think that, they have this ego and they hold themselves up so high and they're better than everyone.
Yeah.
But I feel like maybe when people meet you, they're like, oh, he's just like me.
Yeah. Well, I think that's also it too.
It's interesting. Yeah.
There's a lot of people who go into the industry that you're in and have received the level of success that you have, and they do go in that direction of becoming not so humble.
Yeah.
Why? Why do you think that happens?
I think it's easy.
I feel like maybe the power gets to their head.
I think it's honestly easy to lose yourself in success. It's easy to lose yourself in having good things like thrown at you all the time, and then
because you're so used to like being like treated as royalty.
And don't forget age too.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people who are on the younger end who don't understand these things might fall into, like, I can't remember the artist's name right now, but there's this one kid, he was like 15, he blew up crazy big, and then he was really rude to like wait staff because he was never taught. He didn't know.
Right.
You know, like he never had to go through working at a restaurant or do any of that stuff. He never got humbled.
Right.
Yeah, I think I have an alternative perspective on it too. I think that a lot of times as well, it is people who are not humble are like compensating for not feeling like they are good enough themselves. And so in that case, I think a lot of times it can be like, it can have like the opposite effect to where, you say humble is more of a natural thing, but when someone is accustomed to like working at gaining the respect of people for a long time, actually I can relate to that because I feel like all the way through high school and maybe the beginning of my college years, that was me. I feel like I was always trying to gain the respect.
Trying to be something.
I was trying to gain the respect of my peers, and I don't feel like I ever got that. And so I think that the second I did start gaining success, at least more so in the early days, I would like start just saying stuff that was like, can be perceived as not me, or can be perceived as like, kind of like the compensating, or like, maybe acting like I was, all that when, I really
wasn't. It's very
wasn't.
honest of you to say that.
Thank you. Yeah. It's something I definitely look back on, and I feel like now that I'm older, I'm 28, and like I feel like I have that introspection now of like knowing that that's the mindset that I grew up in, and I've been constantly, especially in the later years of my 20s, like been trying to move past that and actually just working at what I want, working at my goals, and not paying attention on the successes so much, but enough to where it still keeps me going. But yeah, I think for a lot of people, like, when they are trying to make themselves what they want to be, they get lost in that mindset, especially when they start getting praised for it.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like an addictive feeling.
Yeah,
so
100%.
Yeah,
I think it's important to realize that, I guess I'm an artist.
Mm-hmm.
You are an artist.
I think that's also part of my Dutchness that's coming out right now, saying like, I'm artist, because you gotta be normal, you gotta be normal.
It's starting to make sense because we're in the hot spot of like entertainment and media and art in LA, so we're like used to like all this stuff, but you come from like a different culture, so I feel like that's why
I think that plays a big part too. Maybe you're always kind of you can't be too proud if you're,
it's the humble thing, it's the normal thing.
Do you guys get backlash if you feel like you're so proud of your successes?
I think it's a very Dutch thing to say. It's a very thing. I heard this thing. It's a very common thing to say, oh yeah, they're successful, but I love them because they remained so normal, so on one hand they want you to make something special and artistic and crazy, but then you got to stay normal. And I think that still bleeds into my being. But on the other hand, I don't think, let's say I was born here, I'm not sure if I would be like, I'm San Holo, and I just really, I cannot understand it, and I'm so sorry if it sounds weird, but like I that's why I also don't like I'm not a fan of the word fan either, which is
same.
So
I like
ironic.
supporters
we
or like
I
friends.
frequently say community.
Community.
It's when people come up to me and say, hey, I thank you so much for your music, think about that feeling. I feel the exact same feeling for them, for listening to it, because it's a mutual thing. We wouldn't be having the conversation if it wasn't for you listening to my music. You know, it's thankful.
I feel like a term for that would be just being down to earth. You know, I could say.
But does it take effort to be down to earth? It's crazy that it's praised when it almost feels like more of a natural state.
Well, that is crazy. It is praised.
It is.
To be down to earth?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like it's praised because if you think about it, the opposite end, when your ego gets boosted really, really big, it's not pretty. Like, for the lack of a better term, it looks ugly, you know, and we don't really want to interact with someone who like isn't down to earth like that. But even though it's a very normal thing to have someone be in a position where they could have been boosted like that, because it feels good. I'm sure it feels great to like just be like, yeah, I'm super this and that. But like to be down to earth still, like, because I know all of us have met some of our favorite artists out there, and you know, to realize, oh, you don't have a big head, you're very down to earth. Because literally, they've had all these successes.
Yeah, it was so funny. And when I went outside to go meet you out there to grab you, I came back in here and I was like, wow, he's so soft spoken and sweet. That was like the first thing I said.
What do you think? I'm like, yo, what's up? I'm San. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
We know what it is.
Because like one of the first things you're like, did you order Uber? I was like, no, I'm looking for you.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't even know you were here for me or for the boba that was.
There was an Uber guy next to him. Yeah. And then I was like looking, I was like, hello, and he's like, are you here for the? He's like, are you here for the?
Sorry.
No, I'm here for you.
If anything, I think I could use a little bit more of that ego, because
there's a healthy amount. There's a healthy amount you're supposed to have. Yeah.
I think on stage, I still struggle. I have a little bit of imposter syndrome sometimes on stage, because when I'm playing in front of like 1,000 people,
they're all here for you.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, but I'm just. Why are you here? You know, like. But instead, I should be like, yes, I'm San Holo.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I think I could use a little bit of that.
Yeah.
But I'll practice that. Okay.
Yeah, a healthy balance.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, they're all there because you play good. You play really good.
So.
You play good.
But they're also there because
we feel something.
They connected to it, and that's just as special to me. Like, man, you're connecting to these sounds that I'm making. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I think also after I saw you at Countdown 2017, I went to EDC the next year. You were also playing there. I made sure to get all the way in the front. I think I saw videos from that.
What year was that?
Were you on video? And did you?
I think.
I saw you 2019 on the art car, and then again later that weekend. On the stage, I believe.
No, it was Countdown 2016. I went to EDC 2017.
Hey, I just want to say that I'm really happy that we shared moments together. Even though we didn't know each other personally back then, I think it's really cool that we shared moments together.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen you live. For me, it's always just been listening to your music on Spotify.
Well, come to any show.
Yeah.
You know, just let me know.
Yeah.
You know, this is. I love that you keep bringing up the connecting factor about music, because there's something I personally love to do this whenever I'm at a show or a festival. Say I have a friend who can't make it. I FaceTime them in because I want them to be here in this moment. Like I've done this for Larry, I've done this for Amy, I've done this for Clancy, I've done this for several of my friends, close friends, because it's like maybe it's their favorite artist, or maybe there's a song they really just want to connect with in this moment. And I'm like, I'm gonna FaceTime you in because you couldn't be here, but I still want to bring this to you.
Yeah. That just makes me think of
you want to be important in their lives.
Damn.
Call me out,
no,
dude.
I'm just saying. No, that's beautiful. I love it when people are when I see people on FaceTime.
Yeah.
That's so cute. Always to me. That's so cute.
I think for me, it's just I just want to do something for these people because they're important to me.
Yeah,
you know.
And I'm not calling you out, by the way.
Yeah. I know. We're joking.
It's love. It's more like this acknowledgement. Yeah. I'm not here to judge anyone.
Yeah.
By the way.
Of course.
Yeah.
Son, I just want to say you would make a great therapist. You would make an amazing
Maybe like in another
therapist.
life you could have been
I
therapist.
talk to myself because I need some therapy. Like.
Well, you're in LA. There's like therapists in every corner.
We'll be your therapist.
Yeah, there are therapists in every corner.
I have a good therapist actually. She also moved from the Netherlands to the US, so we talk a lot about.
She could relate on that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good relationship.
Especially because the culture shock change must that'd be helpful.
It's something. It's not just changing your language. It's a whole cultural body norms and values. Norms is not a word, right? Norms is not a word.
Yeah, it's a word.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just a Dutch
It's like
word.
cultural
Yeah.
norms.
Cultural norms, values. I feel like I'm becoming this new version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, they say that you're what was it? It's actually when I was watching the I don't know if you've ever seen The Secret. It's a movie on law of attraction. It's kind of like
this is the law of attraction thing you want to talk about.
Oh yeah, we can talk about it after. I know Mickey brought fan questions, but
Okay.
I just wanted to say that just made me think of there was one person in that movie when they were interviewing him, and he was like some sort of like physicist or something, and he was talking about how your cells like regenerate, or you get new cells
every
like
7 years.
you basically have a new body.
Yeah, every 7
And
years.
so it like
That's
literally
crazy.
you are a new person every
Don't
7
even get me
years.
started. I could literally throw a philosophy question at you right now.
Let's save it for the manifestation part.
I'll do it. He said do it. I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
This is I learned this. It's like the Argo.
You're like, oh no, here we
so
go.
ready.
Sorry, so this is like goes back to like the Argo and like, is it really you? What is you? All that. So, let's use the Argo as an example instead of your cells, because that's very, connected to you.
Mm.
The Argo is a ship. Jason the Argonauts. If the sail breaks, you replace the sail, right? It's still the Argo.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's say in 3 weeks the rudder breaks, you replace the rudder. Great, still the Argo. By the end of the
This is
trip,
literally what I was talking about.
yeah.
It's like, yeah.
At the end of the trip, everything's been replaced twice. Is
Yeah.
it still the Argo? That's the question people ask themselves. And
Mm.
then it's about time. Now there was another scenario. I think it was Star Trek. So this is a weird one.
It is still the Argo. What is it called? The Argo?
Yeah.
It's still the Argo. No, it's not.
Is it?
It's not the Argo, but it still is.
It's a different version.
It's exactly. It is.
It's the
but it
Argo
isn't.
evolved.
No, it's not the Argo, but it still is. But it was never the Argo. It just is.
Just is.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because
The
what
Argo
is an
is just-
Argo?
The Argo is just what we.
Who is the Argo?
What is an Argo?
But this is
What
this
is
is
the purpose?
this is
the Argo.
that was the first part of the thought experiment being first an inanimate object that we would consider the Argo, now using human. Star Trek is the best example. How Star Trek the teleporters works is it breaks down your body into atoms, not the exact same one but exactly similar. So like a hydrogen one over here and a hydrogen over there. We're not using this one anymore, but we're using this one. Put it all back together. Is that still you?
Interesting.
Because all your atoms are over there still. Like they've all been pulled apart and then left back there.
Yeah.
And then all your atoms got mapped and put back together over here.
Mm.
So which one's you?
Yeah. Depends on how you would define you.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah,
that was the whole
pretty
point
much.
of the philosophy. And then to extend even further, there was an accident on the ship and whatnot when they were like teleporting to this one planet.
Mm-hmm.
And basically the atmosphere makes it so that you can only do this once every 7 years. So Kirk goes down, comes back up, they leave, they get a message 7 years later that he's still on the planet, even though he's in the ship. So he got mapped and sent down there, mapped, sent back up, but he didn't get broken down. So now there's two of him. Does that make sense?
Would a clone still be you?
But the question is it a clone? Because
It's
originally,
you.
if you had been pulled apart
God.
and put together up there, that would have been
It
you.
just makes me think of the island. The island. Have you guys ever seen the movie The Island?
I actually
Scarlett
love that
Johansson and Conor McGregor.
I actually love that
Or
movie.
no, Conor McGrath. Conor McGregor. Ian McGregor.
I actually love that
not
movie.
not the MMA fighter.
Wow. Existential stuff, y'all.
Sorry to just get into all that. I love all that stuff.
Oh, I love it too.
I love thinking about it.
I don't know the answer to it.
Yeah,
I gotta
that's
think about it.
that's a thought experiment that a lot of people just
Yeah.
go through.
Huh.
We got to replace the batteries in the camera, and then we can start the next segment with
Fan
Q&As.
questions.
Yeah, Q&A. Hey guys, Editor Devin here, and just wanted to let you guys know that we somehow lost all of the audio files for segment 4. I went ahead and left the segment in the episode, but if it sounds like ass, it's because the audio is camera audio. So, sorry about that. Hopefully it doesn't detract from the episode too much, and you guys can still enjoy, but just want to let you guys know. All right, back to the episode.
And been attracted to Geminis.
Yeah.
I attract horses. Somehow they're all horses.
Oh, I thought you said horses.
No,
I said tortoises.
Taurus.
You like turtles?
So you know
Primal Zodiac,
yeah,
I'm sure there's a
it's
tortoise
fine.
somewhere.
Yeah, it's interesting how that works. Oh, like, you're also a Taurus? Oh, shit.
Is this recording?
Yes, they're both recording.
This has not been.
Oh.
Okay, that's fine.
Is your boyfriend a Taurus?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, but he's a different Taurus. I've never had a Taurus the way he is. So
Okay.
yeah, and no, he's special to me. I've never met anyone like him before, and our connection is just like, did not even know that could exist.
Do you guys have all the fun questions?
Community questions.
Sorry. I'm so used to saying that.
Or just yelled at him.
Joe Overdose asks, what's the meaning behind Swirl? I always hear it, Swirl. Dude.
It's I cannot talk about it. I'd like to keep it a mystery.
Okay.
So,
You'll
but
never know.
basically, yeah, it's there's gonna be a.
Is Swirl
I took it out for a while, but it's gonna be back on the new album.
Okay.
Swirl on there.
Sure.
So crazy. There's something on here from Pigeon Ron. Not a question, but long live Bird Holo.
I remember that.
Dove Holo.
Yeah.
Dove Holo.
That's what it means. That's why it's.
I remember the duck ears.
I expect doves in your Twitter username now.
Or at least
The
like
dove emoji, yeah.
Was it just ducks or was it all birds at that time? Because I remember back in 2020, you just had birds all the time.
Yeah. For some reason, people kept bringing birds to not real birds, but like toy birds and like plushy birds to shows. It was a big part of my tour back then. People just kept bringing in birds.
Next thing you know, the real one.
Wow, this is so crazy though. Just when you relate it to your Primal Zodiac. Name.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love birds. They're so free and they can fly.
Yeah.
Fun fact, he's obsessed with birds.
No, sorry. Context. I'm obsessed with bird noises in music.
No, he's obsessed with bird noises, period, because we were on the phone. Literally, I don't remember where or what I was doing. I just know I was on the other side of the country, so 3-hour difference. And we're talking,
really?
Yeah. And he's like, "And are you hear birds?"
I could hear them through the phone.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if it was
I
like,
was inside an apartment.
is that a golden finch right there?
Yeah.
Something very peaceful just about like birds chirping kind of just like gives that aura of life, you know?
It's nature. It's
Yeah.
Would you get a tattoo of a sound thingy, but with chirp chirp coming out of it?
No, but you know what? Thinking about this now, I might get a tattoo of birds.
Yeah.
Like flock of birds or something. Maybe we'll see.
I think I wanted to get a flower tattoo. You have a really cool flower tattoo.
thanks.
Yeah, I really like it. It's cool. I want
Scale
one
one.
too. Yeah. Maybe a small one here.
One of our this is one of our patrons, Oz Mortal, asks who would win in a fight between Han Solo and Indiana Jones and why? Sorry. Why? Obviously the Han Solo part is there, but
So let me talk to you
the same
about the
actor,
story
that's
of
the funny
Han
part.
Solo.
yeah.
It was weird to say Han Solo now.
I know, right?
So people always ask me, are you like a major Star Wars fan? And I'm not even that big of a fan. I mean, I love the movies. They're cool. But it started with when my friend said, Son, you need a better artist name, man.
I think I read about
I read about this also.
Sander Van Dijck is not a cool name, man. What about San Holo? And everyone started laughing, and I was like, I'll just stick with it. And then this whole thing blew up.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, I was really self-conscious about them because I was like, everyone's gonna think it's a joke. And it's really serious to me.
Yeah.
But I think we're kind of past that now.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
established. I even own the trademark San Holo.
Nice.
That's so
As you
cool.
should. Yeah.
You should.
Yeah. So no, I don't know who would win, but I think I don't know how to answer your question.
I think Harrison Ford would win.
But
he plays both characters.
Oh,
That's right. Yeah.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. Yeah. I would say I think Han Solo would win.
Well, yeah, he's a lightsaber.
No,
No, it
does it have a lightsaber?
Rewind. Hold on.
Wow.
Are you a Star Wars fan?
He's not a Jedi.
I like Baby Yoda.
I just want to point out.
Grogu.
I think Baby Yoda would have
Huh?
You can't even use the lightsaber.
Why not?
Only people with the Force can.
That's lame.
Yeah. But he's got a blaster, and Indiana Jones
He's a
has.
ship.
And he shot first.
Yes, but we saw Indiana Jones also shoot first when the ninja was going.
Mm.
I gotta think about this question more deeply at home.
Han Solo has a Millennium Falcon, though.
Yeah. He's a
Does
ship.
Indiana Jones have a Millennium Falcon?
He's got a whip.
He's a whip.
I have a Millennium Falcon. I think that's gonna beat a whip.
Fun fact, I took this class about like sci-fi, and there's this thing called Skiffy. Basically, Star Wars is not a sci-fi. It is a Skiffy. Skiffy is essentially cowboys in space.
Everyone's response like,
We all say that. Yeah. We all have the same face
that's
though.
like your guys' reaction whenever we talk about anime. You guys are like,
I think I can talk about anime now. I've watched.
Oh,
a couple
have you
episodes.
been?
You're also
episodes?
not super into anime?
No, not really. But
I haven't.
it's hard to dive into it. But the only reason why is because Devin has like literally sat me down and put on anime as he made me breakfast. So I'm like, okay, I have to like watch this. But like, it's actually pretty interesting. But I've never like dived into the storyline, so I can't really like have a conversation about it. But I can have like a surface level conversation.
Yeah, for some reason I never really felt super attracted to getting into it. But let me know what I should watch.
oh, dude, we got you. Yeah, there's one for everyone. That's the beautiful thing about it is that like it's more than just animated adult cartoons. Like there are actually a lot of themes about
Very
life.
insightful stuff.
Yeah, very inspiring stuff. My favorite anime right now is Black Clover, and it's one of the most inspiring like shows I've seen,
That's
honestly. And so I
The
think
social commentary sometimes for the social and economic commentary for some of these shows.
dude, Vinland Saga. I know you haven't seen it yet, but dude, the social commentary just on that about like finding. Actually, I think that would be a good one for you. Actually, if you ever check out Vinland Saga, it's like Viking Days anime, and it's about this character. Like they build this character up in the first season to be this like really vengeful, like just spiteful person, and then at the end of the show, something happens that basically flips his character on his head. And then the whole second season is about him turning a new leaf and because he's like this empty vessel at the end of the first season.
Yeah.
And then the whole second season is about him basically on like the start of his journey to becoming a pacifist. Because in the first season, he's like this violent killer, like assassin character. And so, yeah, really, really cool stuff.
That's super profound. I think everyone, whenever you meet an angry person or a hateful person, you just gotta remember that they became that way because of many things.
Yeah.
Are they self-aware that they are who they are?
Well, that's what you need to. That's the only way we can help them.
Yeah.
If you go in there hateful, it's only gonna fuel their hate.
Yeah.
I feel like it's normal to them now.
But if you show them
Yeah.
that they can overcome that by being more self-aware and learning about it, that's how you help people. Not with hate, just with love.
And you show them you also understand their perspective, where they come from, so they feel heard and understood.
I'm gonna text you the name of that show after.
Please.
I also have a recommendation. Your Lie in April. It is very emotional, and it is about music, and it's a slice of life. So it's very like real, and very like just watch a trailer.
I would love. Yeah. Can you text me?
Yeah, we got you. Yeah.
Also, you should also watch Your Lie in April, but I'm not kidding when I say you should have tissues. I'm not even kidding. This is one of the most emotional shows I've ever seen. One season, one and done. It's not like super elongated, but it's very like, it's like a high school story, but my heart still tickles.
Yeah, I got you. I'll put some other recs on there as well. Thank you, Lloyd. More questions?
Oh.
Yeah,
I forgot.
Who hasn't asked?
Conversation.
Yeah, you haven't asked one. Yeah.
You're correct. I was in such a conversation right now, so I forgot. Oh, okay. I have a question, but like it's also because I have a question following up that. It's me. I'm asking this question. But first,
there you were like.
First, the Devani Aguilar, dream back to back. Who do you want to play back to back with? Like your dream back to back.
Also, Dead or Alive, we'll throw in there too, as a separate.
Back to back.
Dead or alive. It could be any artist, dead or alive.
Suck at these questions. Oh my god. It's like the question, what's your favorite movie ever give you anxiety? Because you're like, oh my god, there's so many.
I've been asked that question so many times that I haven't answered.
Yeah.
I actually haven't answered.
Really?
It changes, but for a long time it was Mr. Nobody.
Okay. I'm so sorry. I just don't think I can answer this question.
That's okay.
It gets
How about you list like 5 people
There's like 5 dream back-to-backs. Or 10.
I mean,
And then we can manifest it, and then it'll happen.
I'm not gonna lie, I've been manifesting one, so to add on to that, because they know, and previous episodes.
I would just love to do a collaboration project, or back to back, whatever. I would just love to do a collaboration with all these artists from the scene that do something completely different, like Porter Robinson and NEM, but then also like G Jones.
Okay.
Just like something polar opposites.
Yeah.
And then
I love that.
Make it still vibrant,
Yeah.
I've been manifesting this for a very long time, and you posted one photo of you working with Trevor. So if there's a project with you inside the sky.
Yeah.
Didn't we suggest that? You suggested that on an episode.
I'm kind of working on, this is first to focus on this next album, Existential Dance, but after that I want to do a lot of collaborations.
Yeah.
But, I think, the song that we made is really nice, really beautiful. But.
Oh, wait, so you made it already?
Yeah, well, we're working on it. Yeah.
You spoke it into
Yeah, I would love to just make a whole record with all kinds of different artists that.
Yeah.
And maybe even like something polar opposite, like Subtronics or something.
Ooh.
That would be really cool.
I was thinking DJ Diesel.
I love collabs.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I saw your
Diesel.
video recently. Yeah, that would be cool.
He came up to me. He was like, I was eating like tacos at Hard backstage. I'm sorry, I felt like. And I looked around.
Imagine you're like, he just taps you.
That also sounds like what's up, bro?
So bro, it was like, oh my god, hey. And I wanted to get a photo with him, but my social media person that was also there was just getting his tacos. I was like, oh my god.
Oh no, my tacos.
And then we went back, and he was like, come on for a bite. And it was really cool.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah. I just saw that actually like this morning or last night.
I don't know why.
You know what's crazy? I grew up in Holland, and of course basketball was a huge thing, but it was only like I don't think I realized how big Shaq is.
Yeah.
Like not only in size but also in
He's an icon. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Legend.
Yeah, like I wasn't raised in, so he wasn't part of my life growing up as much as he must have been for y'all.
Yeah, him in the EDM community is just like a side quest for him.
Yeah.
He's doing so many other
He
things.
does all this for free. He just like does it because he loves it.
Yeah.
That you know what's crazy? I don't remember if it was a video, interview, or article, but I read like DJing, being DJ Diesel, not even a side quest. This is what he's wanted to do. Like basketball, it was the thing to do because of his height and everything. And he loved it, don't get me wrong. But everything afterward is like, this is my life. This is what I do.
There's a quote that I see that he like throws out a lot, or I see it a lot in interviews, but I did see that, a big reason he does this is because he wants to get that same feeling that he got during Game 7 of like the championship finals, you know? And so, it is crazy.
Even when you say things like that, Game 7.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah. So
like I feel such a tourist. Don't get me wrong. I definitely knew Diesel and Shaq as legends.
Yeah.
But to really see it happen here in front of my eyes, how people react when he walks into a room, it's like, whoa, this is a icon.
Yeah. I mean, Game 7 is, one of those things where I don't know. Do you know how like the basketball
kind of
championship, like or just any sports
soccer in Holland?
Yeah. So it's like World Cup championships, like similar to that basically, where it's like everything's on the line.
And Game 7 doesn't always happen.
It doesn't always happen, right? Exactly, because it's best of 7. So if you got to 7, that means
if you get to 4,
I totally get it now.
Yeah.
It's like if that happens,
so it's just like
it's on.
It's like more and more like the further you get into the championships, and so if you're at Game 7, that's like everything on the line plus a couple games.
Yeah. That's the game everyone's waiting for, because you don't want one side to win all 4 games. In the first 4, they're like, all right, I guess the championship's over now.
Yeah.
Now we want it back and forth. We want three games each, and that last one.
Yeah.
If you ever get to meet him, It's going for the hand.
Well,
You can't hug. I went in for the hug, and it was just like.
I mean, he follows big. Oh my god, I'm just imagining you trying to give him a hug, right? The size difference between Mickey
want to
and.
get him on this podcast.
I think you can.
Yeah.
I think
He's not in this room. Let me just.
No, not.
No, but maybe in a
My dad told me he wants a picture. He wants me to send him a picture if we ever get him on.
Aww.
Yeah, 'cause we were big Lakers fans.
When this podcast goes live, I'll send him the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's go.
Yes.
Oh my god, that's so great. Do we want to ask any more fan questions? Because if we don't, I definitely want to.
Just gonna say community
the manifestation. I'm so I'm gonna bleep it out every time I say that. I do want to talk about the manifestation stuff. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No.
Why are you sorry?
You don't need to be sorry for that. You're allowed to enjoy what you enjoy.
Yeah, you're allowed to feel. Your feelings are valid.
Oh, I meant I'm sorry for saying fan questions. I keep.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Be sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not sorry about the manifestation. So yeah, I just wanted to know, do you subscribe to any manifestation life mindsets, or because I'm a big law of assumption person. I used to be really into law of attraction in college.
Law of attraction.
Yeah, so there's law of attraction and there's law of assumption, which have a similar basis, but they are very different at their core. And I only got into law of assumption after I moved here to LA. But until then, I found law of attraction in college. One of my fraternity brothers, my first year of college, showed me The Secret, the movie The Secret, which is all about law of attraction and explains how it works.
I'm gonna watch it tonight.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, it's a great movie. I've watched it at least 15 times, like so many times. Yeah, and I've put so many friends onto it too. It's a really great piece
I
of
can't
work.
wait. Really excited to see
Hell
it.
yeah. But yeah, so and then law of assumption is essentially, it's very similar to law of attraction. Well, first off, do you know what law of attraction is, or do you know like the basis of law of attraction?
It's this thing I've heard of a lot of times, but I don't know the difference between law of attraction and law of assumption.
Yeah. Okay, so law of attraction is basically like you attract what you are, and law of attraction is more about putting out like the correct vibrancy into the universe, and then you receive back.
Be a good person, you'll get good people.
Exactly, but the difference is law of attraction is more of just like you put it out there, and it'll come, right? Or you put out good energy and it'll come. Law of assumption is very specific. It's very like, this is the thing that I want.
It's manifesting.
It's like direct manifesting, where it's like, this exact thing is what I want, and a law of assumption is about putting yourself in the mindset of, I already have this thing, but not the same mindset of expecting it to come. It's more of like, you want to conjure the feeling of already having it. And when you conjure the feeling of already having it, and you are in the mindset and the space of already having it, it has to come to you. So I think...
And then law of attraction is more like an open...
Yes,
open,
it's
like,
vague. It's more vague.
It's like, whatever comes to me, I embrace it.
Yeah, so it's more of like, if I think and feel positive emotions and think of things in the perspective of positivity, I will attract positive things.
It's like karma.
But law of assumption is
more specific.
Yeah, it's just like you're locking onto the exact thing that you want.
Yeah.
And so I know a lot of people who subscribe to the law of assumption mindset came from law of attraction, and like I said, they are similar. And I think law of assumption was kind of bred from law of attraction, but I think law of assumption is just a better mindset overall, in my opinion.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
A great example. So go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Sorry. A great example of a lot of the assumptions that I've always like told people when I communicate it is college. Like you go to college, you can always, in the back of your mind, you've been assuming the whole time, I'm gonna graduate, get a job. You're not thinking, oh, it's already mine. You still got to do the work. But it's that law of assumption is like, no, I'm already here. It's already mine.
Did you think that?
Yep. When I went to college, like there was never a doubt that I'd finish. Does that make sense? There was a fear of getting in, that's for sure.
Wow.
But once I got in, I was like, cool, I'm here now. I'm gonna graduate, and I didn't even think about the graduating part. I just thought about what am I gonna do after?
I can't relate to that.
Wow.
I was only looking past
I could learn from that because I'd probably get stuck into the fear of like, what if I can't do it?
Yeah.
That's I think a lot of my life, which I'm trying to overcome this mindset. But a lot of also back again, Dutch thing.
Yeah.
Very, I think more about what could go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people think about what can go right.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to shift that. So this is I'm gonna look that up. Even though when you describe it, I think I would be more of a law of attraction kind of person because I think wouldn't law of assumption end up in disappointment when you want a specific thing?
Yeah. So this is so actually this is a very important theme in law of assumption, which is the differentiation between expectation and putting yourself in the mindset of having already. Because I think the difference is that when you are expecting something, it's almost done with the energy of this thing better happen or else, right? But when you put yourself in the mindset of I already have this thing, you're at peace. You already have it. And so when you give yourself that feeling of already having it before it happens, that is when the universe will, the universe will grant it to you.
I'm gonna try that for a month.
Yeah.
See how you feel.
And I think so because this is kind of where my like empathetic side and my logical side clash is because logically I think about it and I'm like, there's no way something like this exists, right? I'm all like my logical side's all about results, right? So the way that my logical brain breaks down law of assumption is like it's perspective. So you are altering your perspective to notice the things that will contribute to the goal that you want to reach, and that in turn will subconsciously make you do the things that will help you reach your goal faster. So you will think differently when you notice those things versus if you didn't notice those things.
I think shifting your mind that way is...
You also have to like subconsciously do it, and then it becomes like a habit.
Yeah.
I think the power of shifting your mind goes beyond our understanding.
Yeah, and it's like the best example I can think of is like when you have a bad day or like you spiral out of control. You start noticing all the like bad things happening about your day, which in turn you start to notice more bad things throughout your day. By the end of the day, you reach the end and you're like, wow, I just had the shittiest day ever. But if you would have shifted your mindset earlier in the day to think, okay, I know I'm thinking this way. I know that this bad thing might have happened, but I'm not going to focus on it. I'm going to focus on only the good things. You can turn around your day.
Oh, most definitely.
I have this really weird thing where stress is actually manifesting in my body sometimes. Like chest pains and wrist pains. And sometimes when I get really lost in it, I feel like, sometimes only thinking. Like, there's a couple of ways you can tackle it. You can like do like breathing exercises and like, breath work. But sometimes just shifting your mind to a more positive state gets rid of it.
Yeah.
It's really crazy. It's so, they should teach people this.
They really should. Your mind and your like.
It's one thing.
Yeah.
It's like we see our mind and our bodies like separate. We say mental health, but there's just health. It's just all connected.
Yeah. It's like one of the biggest reasons why stress, I think, is such a like big factor of people's health, especially people who are not in good health, because they are so stressed. But if you learn how to manage your stress early on, I think you're a lot healthier.
Yeah. I've read so many books about this because for the longest time I thought there was something wrong with my body, and I went to doctors and they couldn't find anything, and then I realized. Stress. My stress levels were always here, and I thought this was normal. And I thought they should be here.
Yeah.
And so if you're struggling with like chronic pains or pains that you can't explain,
that's probably
stress, anxiety,
mind-body connection.
Yeah,
that's me.
Look it up.
It's they're only at the start of it, but I feel like in the next 10 years, there's going to be a whole shift in how we view those things.
And we only use what was it? 20% of our. Is it 20%? of our mental capacity?
It's only a small percentage. I don't know.
Yeah, that's been debunked.
It has. Okay.
There was a lot of theories about that. You're using all of it.
This is like a science podcast.
Really? Yeah. You're using all of it.
Did Andrew Huberman make it?
Andrew Huberman actually does have a podcast. How the mind works.
Yeah.
It's just not constantly active because most of your brain is storage.
Yeah.
And then there's automatic, and there's like motor things. Like I'm doing this, I'm using parts of my brain.
Yeah.
But until I mention it, you weren't thinking about breathing. Your brain is still working.
Yeah. It's last thing because I could talk about this for days.
We should do a version 2 podcast.
We should. I would love to.
Yes.
So I got really into when I was going into college. I got really into hypnosis because I saw a hypnotist at the fair, the OC fair, and I was just so fascinated by like how hypnosis works, right? And so I did all this studying on it, and I actually tried it on a friend, and it worked. And I have the video still. I recorded the whole thing and posted it on YouTube. It has I right now it's on private, but I think it got like 70,000 views or something like that. It's like back in the old days. What?
I hypnotized you.
Oh.
You stopped.
Yeah.
That's right. I was like, if I'm just confident, I can hypnotize you right now.
That's so funny.
But does it work like that, where you actually
So no. So the way that hypnosis works, hypnosis is actually a very misleading term because when we think of hypnosis, we think of someone hypnotizing you by putting you in a trance or whatever. But what hypnosis really is actually just very deep relaxation. And when you,
I could use that.
Yeah, and well, no, it's actually a very therapeutic thing. So I know a lot of celebrities have gone through hypnosis therapy. And what it does basically is when you get into that relaxed state, you open your subconscious up to suggestions by someone. But someone has to help you get there. So that's why it's called the induction process, which is the actual act of the hypnotist getting you into that relaxed state. That's the most important part. Also takes the longest. Once you're in that state, you're very open to suggestions, which is why a hypnotist can tell you what to do, and then you'll do it. But you'll never do something that's outside of your core persona, right? So oftentimes what a hypnotist will have to do is they'll have to pair a suggestion with a visual thing to help the person visualize it. So if I were to say, let's just say I had inducted you and you were in that state of relaxation, I would say your arm has become a metal bar. Stick it out and stick it out as if a metal bar is going through your arm. And that would help you visualize what a metal bar through your arm looks like and would create it so that you can't move your arm, it's rigid. And so on that note, this is the whole point of me going through this was that your mind is so powerful, but you can literally suggest to someone a change in temperature, and their mind will actually recreate that same feeling. So you could be it's frigid cold, you're in a freezer, it's negative 40 degrees, and you will literally, if you're in that state, you will literally start to get cold and you'll start shivering.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I believe it.
Yeah. And so I've seen so many videos on it. It's insane. It's a whole other side of the human psyche.
Yeah. This is 100% real.
Yeah.
I believe it. Yeah.
Power of the mind.
I know. It's insane. But on that note, you can literally do whatever, you could whatever you put your mind to.
Do whatever you want.
Shift your perspective.
Sorry, I got really nerded out there with the whole hypnosis thing, but.
You should get back into it.
Yeah.
I think I could still.
Maybe the next episode you get hypnotized one of us.
Hypnotize all of us.
Do you guys all want to do an exercise actually?
That's kind of scares me.
It's a really simple exercise.
I love exercise.
Okay, it'll take it'll take 30 seconds.
I work out.
So just put your fingers like this.
Oh, I already know this. I went to a magic show and they did this
and
already.
Stare at the point in between your fingers, and now visualize your fingers are two really strong magnets, and they're pulling towards each other. And try to keep your fingers away from each other. But they're magnets, so they're going to keep continuing to go closer together.
It's not doing it.
It's doing it a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Closer.
It's very that's a technique that a lot of hypnotists use to find out who in the audience works best.
Wait, no, because I went to Shin Lim and then his
Guys, they're getting closer.
Yeah. Yeah. There's another one you can do too with like your arms, like you stick your arm out and you pretend there's like heavy books.
In a way,
it'll start going like that.
In a way, it's just thought suggestion. So basically, doing that would just help you figure out who in the audience is more
a visual person.
More prone or more willing to that thought suggestion, where they're like, oh, like,
yeah, yep.
Because some people might just be so like, no, you're not going to hypnotize me, and they're fighting it so hard. Yeah. Well, then you're not going to get hypnotized because you're fighting it so hard that you're not letting yourself relax to the point to take on that suggestion.
Which is a very big thing, by the way. If you don't want to be hypnotized, you can't be hypnotized. You have to want to be. Yeah.
So do I.
Look, we should all go to a show. Shidlam. There was this guy on YouTube. His name's Anthony Glalie. He's a motivational speaker, actually, and he's a hypnotist. And it was really cool. He would always work in motivational speaking, getting people to quit smoking, getting people to like quit certain things. And he would do a hypnosis show with it. Super cool.
That's sick. Very cool.
Anyway, sorry, I'm done talking about it. So my bad. Whatever, tangent.
The end.
It is the end.
Yeah, we're at the end.
Yeah. Thank you for talking about all this with us, though. I feel like so enlightened by your presence.
Wow.
And everything.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
This is so much fun. I love y'all. You're awesome.
I love you.
I appreciate your openness to have this conversation too, because like I know this is. I'm not saying weird. Weird's not the right word, but this was a very like
eye-opening.
Yeah. Like this is just not like deep conversation.
We had deep conversations.
Yeah.
And genuine.
Very relaxing. Felt very safe too.
Had epiphanies.
Yeah. It was a place of authenticity.
You know when we talk about when someone says you're humble, I sometimes have the same thing when people say deep conversations because I don't know what it means.
I feel like
that might be a cultural difference.
Yeah, because here we're like, oh, you either have surface level conversations or you have deep conversations.
Profound.
And they're like conversations where people just they just don't want to like get involved because they feel weird.
That's the whole point of conversations, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But people still are scared.
You would think.
Yeah.
You would think. Like, I feel like good, productive, rephrase, not good, just productive conversation. It's to take you somewhere. It's to get you
to actually get to know a person.
Well, not just that.
Things.
Not just that. It's to get to another place within thought, within conversation, to like affect one another as you communicate. Whether it's about food, music, life, your dog.
I have to relearn how to interact with people, because when you go to buy some groceries, you say, "Hey, how are you?" to the to the person. What's it called?
Cashier.
Cashier. And then they say, "How are you back?"
Yeah.
They don't say, "Good." Sometimes they just say, "How are you?" without saying good.
Yeah.
Just a way of.
So interesting.
Like, whoa. At first I was like, I'm doing good today. I went out for a drink, and I was like, wait, people don't want that. People just want to. It's just a way of saying hi.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I know.
But now I'm just like, hey, how are you? I'm good. How are you? Good.
Let's
go.
You've
Americanized.
Adapted.
Wow.
Adopted the simple terms.
Yeah, but I used to think that was shallow, but it's not shallow. It's just a way of speaking.
Yeah.
And, it's beautiful. I'm not judging it anymore. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Didn't like at ease.
What is your percentage now?
Oh, 90.
What?
Yeah!
Did we get that?
We did.
Yes.
Let's go. San, thank you so much for coming on. You've been a real treat.
Honor.
And I think, all of us feel like, I think all of us are 90, honestly. I was like a 40 this morning because I was so tired this morning, and I feel great now.
I'm definitely like a 40. I was at a 40, but now I'm at a 90.
Yeah.
I'm at a 92.
Well, we're all at a 90.
92 has been a good day.
Respect.
Yeah.
I love that.
I respect it.
Good morning.
92.
Good morning.
Yeah. Yesterday did not end the best, but then this morning I was like, new day.
Yeah.
I'm excited to like go home and get to work. I wasn't earlier. Earlier I was like, I got work to do, normal day things. But now I'm just like, I'm excited to go get some work done.
I felt like I was so in the moment that I totally forgot about all the other stuff I have to do today. But that's a good sign.
No, we have to shoot some stuff right
There's still
after
a lot
this,
of things
actually.
to do today.
Yeah. Real quickly,
it's only Tuesday. Wednesday?
It's Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah. Real quickly, just want to take a second to thank our patrons. patrons.
Patreons.
If you didn't already know, we have a Patreon.
Just thinking our party people.
Gonna put everyone's names on screen now.
Like a movie. Yes. So every time I always say like a movie because it would take them a long time to edit like names that move down the screen like a movie. But
Dude,
I
like
really
Star Wars.
want. I really
Make it
want
like
them
Star
to
Wars.
do it. You know, like Star Wars.
You know, I did that
I love
when
how
you
you
were
explain
sick.
the context
When you were
every
sick,
time.
I said that too.
Thank you.
Oh yeah. She filled in for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, she's got your back.
I appreciate that.
But if you didn't already know, we have a Patreon. We do bonus episodes every so often. We try to hit at least once a month. We also do call-ins. There are different tiers for the Patreon. But every time we have we have special playlists on there. We are going to be doing more bonus content. But I think also just if you want to see more of us in general,
if you're not sick of
tune
us,
in there. Yeah, we have a Discord. The call-ins, whenever we do 4% episodes, we will sometimes call someone in. So if you want to check that out, please go ahead and check that out. All of your guys' support means so much to us, and you are helping us keep this podcast alive. So thank you so much.
You are.
And to everyone that's, even if you're not involved in the Patreon as well,
still love you.
Yeah, still love you. Thank you guys so much. And if you've subscribed to the channel, or if you haven't done so already, please do like this video, comment, all the good
Turn
stuff.
it bell,
Share
notifications on.
Yeah.
That was a whole script.
Yeah.
Follow
shit.
Mr.
Did he
San
breathe in
Holo
between
here.
those sentences?
Sorry. It's like a default.
I thought that was like one breath.
It's like a default script in my mind. It's just like
Literally, I was like, is he gonna breathe?
I was just sitting here watching. I don't think I've said anything yet, so thank you to the patrons. What he said.
Sorry.
You can plug yourself.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Please tell everyone what you got
Everything.
going on right now, so they all know.
I am San Holo.
Your album.
My album, Existential Dance Music's coming. It will be out.
Yes.
Your tour.
I got a new live tour.
Be there or be square.
Or be square, but still be
I
there.
love you all. Stay vibrant and see you soon.
Yay!
Yay! Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Toodles.